What in the
Yo,
world, bro? What in the world?
yo.
K-Style, what you cracking open over there, man? What?
I got me some dogfish head over here, bro.
Oh man, J-Rock, what's good with you, fam?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey man, so all the Falcons fans matriculating in right now. What's going on, y'all? This is Atlanta Falcons Nation. You know, we coming to y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this game. Like, are y'all like y'all tell me how y'all feeling about this one? Because I have mixed emotions right now.
I'm not really too surprised, but then I'm more surprised on how we played well against the Chiefs. That's supposed to be like the most dangerous team overall. But I mean, it's just unfortunate that Cool couldn't make the field goal. I mean, it's not really much to talk about. It's just unfortunate.
Man. What about you, K Styles? Tell us how you feeling about this one, bro.
Well, what do everybody in Atlanta Falcons Nation say? It comes, and especially Utah Sport. What do he always say? And he said it on the show Tuesday, and I think you said it too, Coach. It comes down to those 3 or 4 plays, that we didn't execute. It's not just like I said. And I know everybody gonna come here and say it was just Matt Ryan's fault.
As always, we're tired of that.
It was just dirt cut. No, it wasn't. It was a total team loss. Like I said, you had Brandon Powell on the fumble. I said AJ Terrell didn't come up with the pick at the end. Jacob Tatui Mariner had a pick opportunity he didn't come up with. And like I said, you had a couple. And I was about to say, what made Raheem Morris challenge at the end when it was obvious that he didn't get the interception? So, like I said, you can't blame it on just one individual person. It was, like I said, I had to give credit to this Falcon defense. They held the number one offense in the NFL to 17 points, and they didn't get 14 until the fourth quarter.
Big ups to the defense on that one.
Big ups to the defense. And look, y'all, I apologize. Where are my Southern manners? I forgot to introduce everybody. Right here, this is my homeboy, Jess K Styles. You know, flyer than parrot feathers. Then I got my homeboy down here, Jess J Rock. He the Twitch guy. You already know what time it is. And me myself, I'm your boy, Big Low Country. And, you know, we part of Atlanta Falcons Nation, man. Y'all make sure that y'all check us out, like and subscribe. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all how I feel about this game. You know, whenever it's the end of the season, you don't feel like you got a chance to make it to the playoffs. You know, you're already feeling some kind of way, but you know, you also have those competitive juices flowing as well. And you know, you always wanted to have a chance to take out the defending Super Bowl champions. That's how I was feeling. Everybody counted us out the whole season. I've been telling everybody, look, this team's not that bad. It's not like we're just getting our backs broke every game. Like, we're just losing close games due to terrible coaching decisions. This game is going to be a lot closer than y'all think it is. And just what y'all mentioned, man, the way that this defense played, they played, I think this was the best game that they played all year, even better than that Raiders game, myself, personally. I don't know what y'all think.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those situations, man, where it's like, you can't put this loss on Matt Ryan. You can't put this loss on Dirk Cutter. You can't put this loss on Raheem Morris or Deion. Like, the same way my homeboy Mad Mike was saying in our Atlanta Falcons Nation chat, you know, it's one of those situations where it's just one of those situations where we have to, the same way you have team wins, because my homeboy Mad Mike was saying, hopefully we can get this good team win. You're going to have team losses. You know, everybody in the locker room is responsible for the loss. You know, so no matter what Raheem Morris wants to come on and say and throw people under the bus and, turn the Falcons into roadkill. It don't even matter. It's a team loss. Everybody made mistakes and everything, and it's just one of those situations. Top 5 draft pick. Let's go.
Yep.
Time to start scouting. Yeah, man.
Like I said, it's not about this game being rigged. It's not about curse. Like I said, we just didn't make the play we needed to make to win the game.
Exactly.
Like I said, there were some questionable play calls in the first quarter. Like I said, you saw maybe in that third quarter, they kind of changed the game plan up a little bit. They started getting Hayden Hurst more involved in the game, which is we've been waiting on damn near all season.
All season long.
But it was unfortunate that he threw the ball to Brandon Powell and he fumbled right there at the first down line, and that kind of killed that drive. So yeah, there's like different points here that we can make in the game where it was like, okay, it should have been done this way. It should have been done this way. And like I said, Kansas City, like I said, that's a schoolyard offense. So they're going to take chances, and that's how they play the game. They have to take chances.
Because, let's be honest, man. It's like, the fact of the matter is that Kansas City, the boys, they made their share of mistakes too now. Like, there were some times on third, second down, Patrick Mahomes just flat out missed throws. There were drop passes, all of that. So, let's not just sit here and be like, oh, we just made mistakes. That's a beautiful thing about football, man, is that you'll go out, 2 teams playing against each other. Both teams are going to make mistakes. It's all about which team makes the least amount of mistakes. That's the biggest thing, man. That's the biggest thing.
That's a good point, because it's like you can't just say, hey, yeah, we played super bad. It was like Kansas City didn't play that good neither, and they played perfect throughout this whole season.
Yeah.
They didn't win for no reason.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just pinpoint us. Like, you gotta look at the other reasons too. Like, they didn't play that good of a game at all.
Yeah, because it's like I was looking at Patrick Mahomes, man. I was like, ooh, is this, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's not looking like the same guy. I don't know what it was, and maybe it was after he tried to, be a wide receiver for a play and got picked off. I don't know if that affected him or what, but he was missing wide open throws, and like I said, receivers were dropping passes. They just weren't looking like that air raid offense that we normally see. But like I was saying on ATL and Sports Zone on Wednesday nights, we do it every Wednesday night at 8:00. Our defense is perfectly suited for that offense. Cover 3, because they run a lot of they love to run deep post routes and 9 routes. It's like that's the perfect defense for it, and it showed. There weren't that many deep shots taken down the field, and they had to keep checking down and keep going underneath.
Right. Another thing I want to pin out for all you people that were saying go out and get Eric Bieniemy, he didn't really do nothing creative against us. It looked like
no, he did something creative. He did something creative that turned into an interception.
It looked nice, right? It
looked pretty.
Nice. It was pretty. They did like this.
That shit looked
that wing T spin.
But yeah, that thing looked immaculate until he threw the ball.
You tell, you know how they say that most of the quarterbacks in high school, they were like the top athlete on the team, and a lot of them played every position on the field. You could tell the way Patrick ran that route. He never played wide receiver a day in his life. You can really tell.
Like, look, if Patrick Mahomes catches that over Keanu Neal, that would have been so much to talk about. I'm telling you, we would not hear the end of it. It'll be people up in here right now like, dang, Patrick Mahomes called a pass over Kiki. What? We will not hear the end of it.
And I'm seeing comments that said that Kansas City took it easy on us. This is the NFL. You can't take it easy on nobody.
Man,
Taking it easy on us. What? So you're
Them
not giving us
boys-
no type of
The
credit at all?
way them throws he was throwing.
Taking it easy.
Call that taking it easy. Like I said, they got pressure.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something. The way that look on Patrick Mahomes' face, that wasn't a look of taking it easy on anybody. Patrick
Hey,
Mahomes,
you think throwing 2 interceptions is taking it easy? What?
he was legit worried.
He's worried. And like I said, we don't and like Keyshawn Pro 2, I said Steve. Like I said, young Hoku slander. No, there's no slander. Like I said, unfortunately, he just missed the kick.
Mr. Kid.
That's part of the position. Like I said, that's just like saying, "Oh, we're gonna get mad at a quarterback because he threw it incomplete."
You can't do that. You can't do that. Players make mistakes.
Look, my shirt says it better. It is what it is.
Man.
But like I said, you gotta remember, like I said, without being in the playoffs and being at the end of the year, like I said, this is basically audition time for a lot of these players anyway.
Yeah. I definitely agree. The thing is, though, just K Styles, it's like I was saying on my pep rally last night. The thing is that a lot of those players that haven't been getting playing time, Raheem Morris is not going to play them. So like your guys like your Quadri Olisons and your Deidre Sinats and guys like that, Raheem Morris, he's not going to play those guys. And the reason why he's not going to play them is because he's coaching for a job himself. So why put in a guy who you feel like is not going to give you a chance to win? If you got a pretty good idea, you're not going to be here next year, your doggone self. So why would I help the team who's going to get rid of me, progress even more? Right now, Raheem Morris is coaching for him, his family, and his 401k in the future. That's what he's coaching for.
Exactly.
So all the young players who do have a chance to play, they need to show up and show out. But unfortunately, those guys that are kind of in roster purgatory right now, they're just going to have to show what they got in training camp next year if they're still on the roster.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they're still on the roster.
Because you already know what the number one thing gonna be right now is we need to draft a quarterback and Ryan needs to get traded. Because I'm gonna throw this one up here because I know he keep kind of spamming it with it, but we're gonna show him some attention with this one. He was talking about Younghoe Koo shouldn't have to kick it back and score like a $30 million quarterback.
Look here, Bo. Do you know how many $30 million quarterbacks are out there, right? Carson Wentz, he hadn't scored a touchdown this week. He's a $30 million quarterback. He didn't even take a hike this week.
What about Matthew Stafford?
What about Matthew Stafford?
Yeah.
So, yeah, $30 million quarterback, that's just the rate that quarterbacks are going at right now. It's one of those.
No, at that time, that was the rate is.
No, exactly, because now it's 40 and 50.
Yeah.
Because Mahomes got 50, but that's just a special case. Lamar Jackson, if he gets a contract, it's a new contract, he's not going to get $50 million. I can guarantee you that.
But you have to remember that Mahomes' contract ain't fully guaranteed. It's only guaranteed up to 5-6 years anyway.
Yeah, and it's a 10-year deal. So,
yeah.
In the NFL, they don't care. They'll cut you. Like, a lot of times guys don't even live out their whole contracts. It's nothing like the NBA or Major League Baseball, so. But, I mean, yeah, he's legit getting $50 million a year, though,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I will ask him this question. So who's the quarterback that would you put in that situation? Now I'm asking Adrian Seattle that question.
Oh.
Because we keep saying, like I said, okay, let's see. Let's say they do draft a quarterback in the first round. Okay. So he's going to sit behind Matt Ryan. So once they get rid of Matt Ryan and this guy comes in, so I'm going to ask him if he's a real Falcon fan and I always ask this question because it almost irks my nerves when I ask. is, are you going to have the patience for this guy to develop? Because this, by the way that he's saying this right here, by the time that quarterback's contract going to be up, he's going to be wanting to get rid of him because he's going to be too much money to pay if he doesn't win. So
it's like I always say, man, with young quarterbacks, you got to have the right situation to be able to put these guys in. So if you have a young quarterback, you got to have a running game. You know, you got to have a offensive line that could at least do something. You got to have a defense that, you know, that won't get ran out the gym. So if you talking about getting a young quarterback, don't put him in a situation to fail. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know.
I won't get this one too because I guess he tried to make he sat behind Rodgers for 4 years. You have to remember that Green Bay Packers team was already set.
Exactly.
So he could develop and do whatever he had to. This team is not set.
Exactly.
Got too many holes, and you have to change the culture. The culture has to be the number one thing. So if you bring in a new GM and he has the same exact culture, you're going to get the same exact result. It don't matter what quarterback you got in here. Because I'll use an example. Phillip Rivers. Like I said, we could talk about Phillip Rivers as well. And you could say, well, that's a different case. You have to remember, he had the number one running back, the number one tight end, and the number one defense in his time in San Diego and couldn't win. So the situation has to be right for these quarterbacks and these players to make plays and win championships.
Yeah, that's true.
He outplayed Mahomes. Mahomes looked bad out there today. He made, like I said, he made a couple throws that he made the typical Mahomes throws that was right there on the money. But if you look at it from a whole, he didn't play well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And a lot of people are putting in the chat, oh, what's going on, Mike?
Oh, look,
it's the mad scientist.
The mad scientist, he over there cooking.
What's on your mind, man? What's on your heart, man? Go ahead and tell us how you really feeling.
Well, I mean, I left a message that I'm just this man.
Hello?
I think we're losing you a little bit, Mike.
I think
oh no, we good.
Yeah, I'm here.
I think your silence is.
Y'all hear me now? You hear me good?
Yeah, you come in and out on us a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I wouldn't. I'm about to say, Quentin Willis, what's going on, bro? Yeah, it was another way that we lost.
We always find new ways, man. Always find new ways to do it. Okay. You know.
I'm gonna have to go listen to Burt Bacharach after this damn.
I mean, it's like I know a lot of people putting on Raheem Morris, and it didn't come down to us needing that timeout. But why in the world did he challenge that interception? Like,
yeah, it was the mentality behind. That's what we trying to figure out. Like, it was clear he clearly didn't secure it. So I don't know what you're seeing, but we're seeing he didn't complete it. I thought he came down with it until I looked at the replay again. I was like, damn. That's why I said, man, I was like, I hope this thing don't come back and bite us in the ass. And they ended up doing it. I
mean, it was a heck of a play, though. I do got to give him that. The way he tracked that ball and reached it at its highest point, like that, I ain't going to lie to you, that was a heck of a play, man. That was. I had a feeling
it was going to go to Tyreek Hill because once they seen that one-on-one, and I was like, ooh, they're gonna try to test. They're going to try to test Terrell on this one, and then he leaped up and got it. It was just the fact that, like I said, that mindset, like him catching it and then him coming down with it. He's like, okay, I got it. And then that was it.
Oh, my bad. I ain't mean to say that. You good?
Yeah. That's all. Basically, yeah, just him coming down with the ball was like really questionable because it's like he knew he was probably in bounds, but then like I don't know if it was like just excitement, like okay, I caught it, and then like okay, cool, and then didn't actually think stuff through like through the whole play and actually holding on to the ball.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah, because Tyreek Hill was frustrated the whole damn game. He was frustrated. He wasn't getting the ball like he normally is used to getting.
Yeah, you could definitely tell. Look, man, it's like I'm gonna tell you, bro. There are not that many people that's gonna keep up with Tyreek Hill on a 1-on-1 9 route like that. Now I am gonna acknowledge the fact that he was behind him a little bit, but the way that he high pointed that ball, I mean, he tracked that ball down like he was a wide receiver, y'all. I mean, that was just a great play.
Like Tyreek didn't even try to jump with him. It was just all that was thrown right in front of him.
I'll tell you, Tyreek Hill ain't jumping with nobody.
I seen a kid mouse Tyreek Hill one time on Facebook.
You put him in a jump ball situation, he ain't jumping.
Yeah.
Hey, one person I want to give like a big ups to, obviously Grady Jarrett, because I think for 2 weeks in a row we seen him like if a wide receiver catches, one of those small 5-yard routes, he'll go down there and tackle them. Like he's been down the field, like hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's done that like 2 weeks in a row now, like where I seen him like run all the way back there just to make a play.
Yeah. Grady got a motor on him. Like Grady, he's gonna track. He's gonna keep playing till the whistle.
That's the kind of message that you have to send.
Yeah. Like those are the kind of players that you want, man. Those are the kind of players that you want. With this culture that we have right now, those are the type of guys that you want to keep at the end of the day. You want those guys who they get paid and they still working. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's not all about the money. It's all about creating a legacy for yourself and representing this city the way that
Man.
Exactly.
It's about being a man. It's all about being a man when it all comes down to it. What I saw today is pretty much the entire 13 year, with the exception of 2016 with Matt Ryan, that everybody in coaching, defense, special teams, everybody lets him down when it all comes down to it. He does everything by himself. It's the Julio Matt Ryan show, and that's pretty much it, man. It's like I like even before Cool kicked the ball, I said to myself, he gonna miss it, and damn if it didn't happen. That's like when it comes down to it, man. It ain't nothing more that you can do. You just got to change the culture, man. It really just got to change the culture. They got to bring somebody in here that absolutely is disgusting human being. He's an asshole, and he don't really give a fuck about nobody's feelings but his own. That's what they need, because this team is soft. This team is soft. The defense is soft. When we needed them most, they failed. Okay? They failed. I don't give a damn how much they played for 3 quarters and how much, even if it's 3/4 or 3/8 or whatever, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. If they played for 13 minutes, 15 minutes, that wasn't good enough. They failed when we needed them most. Again, problem. That's the biggest problem with this team. When we need someone to step up outside of Matt Ryan, this team fails.
And it's like we've been saying it ever since the beginning of the season, Mike. They put too much pressure on Matt Ryan. It's like there's situations where they'll let people come through free, and they'll literally say, "Well, we'll let Matt Ryan handle it. Like Matt will handle it. He's been handling it for the last 13 years." Matt makes mistakes, but they put too much pressure on Matt Ryan. And the way that he played in this fourth quarter, moving forward, like you got to give the man his credit, man. Jew, what's going on, fam?
What up, Jew?
Talk.
What up, man?
What?
What's good with you, fam? Tell us how you feeling about this game, man.
Really, this is like a sitcom. It's funny because like they showed it early in the game. I don't know if you guys seen it, where they were showing like we've lost 6 games where it come down to the one possession. This season we was 0-6 and the Chiefs were 7-0. Like K-Styles know what I say on the Heavy Hitter Show every Tuesday night. It always come down to a handful of plays that cost you the game. Look, he got the fingers up. 3 plays.
4.
Yeah, a couple plays. Like AJ Terrell, if he makes that interception and actually holds on to the ball, you know, that could have easily been ball game right there. Right. On the next play, they score a touchdown. But it's just like what happened today is just been like the story of this season, the 2020 season for this 2020 Atlanta Falcons team. Every single game, something goes wrong. Whether we throw an interception, whether we miss a game-winning field goal, and like it's just ironic that the most clutch, like he's been clutch this year. He hadn't missed hardly no field goals. Younghoe Koo, for him to miss that field goal just explains, you know, this season. He's a Pro Bowler this year, and he missed what was a 20-some yarder? What was the field goal? I don't even remember. 20-some yard field goal.
40. I think it was like 43
or 40 something. Okay, for him that's a chip shot though, because he hasn't missed from 50 this year. So to me, it's just like it's kind of funny. Like as much as I don't even get upset anymore about these games because that's been this season. It's like you're numb to it. When you're 0-6, you know, when games that come down to one possession, that's why I say all the time, it's like with this particular team, it's just like we're not making enough plays to win these games. Mike talked about like being a good team win. A lot of these losses, somebody's making a bonehead play, making a bonehead decision, or the ball is just not bouncing our way. And in this instance, to me, the defense played very well today. The offense played pretty well. It just was like it came down to those 1 or 2 plays that we didn't make, and that cost us the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say with this team, it's talent. Like in the NFL, every team has talent. It comes down to executing when it really matters. Those few plays in the game, you have to execute, and we're not executing. That's as simple as that, really.
You're completely right, Drew. You're completely right. Like there's always those plays every game, whether it's Tatui Mariner dropping an interception, whether it's AJ Terrell making a phenomenal play and getting the pick, or whether it's a situation where we get a turnover and are at midfield and we have 2 straight sacks. Like it's always those few plays, because if we would have gotten at least a first down, we would have been in field goal range. That would have changed the whole complexity of the game. So, I mean, it's always those few plays that always make a difference, man.
Right.
And I didn't even mention the play where Foye Oluokun, if Tyreek Hill doesn't hustle on that play, he probably scores a touchdown on that interception. So that flips the game as well. If Foye Oluokun scores that touchdown, he intercepts it on their goal line and runs it all the way down, and Tyreek Hill hustles back and knocks the ball loose, he could have easily scored a touchdown right there. And that's the difference in the game. So that shows you, like, the play that Tyreek Hill made, just hustling, those are championship plays. That's the reason why the Chiefs have a Super Bowl ring. They have players that's doing the small things. Like the small things, they add up at the end of the game. Because you look at this game, it was a 4-point game. You score that touchdown, we win by 3. You see what I'm saying? On the interception by Foye Oluokun, because he pretty much was in the clear. He had blockers in front of him. If Tyreek Hill doesn't hustle up and actually makes that tackle, he easily scores a touchdown right there. So it's those few plays.
Exactly. And whatchamacallit, I saw actually it was a couple comments that I saw on here, but Christopher Wright, he basically is agreeing with all of us. Like, we make the smallest, simplest, and silly penalties and mistakes and stuff that cost us the game. And I seen somebody talk, and I saw Sean Jones said his grandma could have made that kick with a bad leg. I tried kicking a field goal. That shit is not easy.
Hey, man, look.
It ain't easy.
Look, Bo, I'm gonna tell you something. I coached for a long time, and I always said if I have a son, I'm gonna teach him how to kick field goals from when he's 3 years old, so he could have a chance to go to college and kick on the NFL level and kick until he's 41 years old. But that junk is a lot harder than it looks. I'm telling y'all. Like, I understand it looks easy, and field kickers they don't look like the most athletic guys, but I tell you what, if you want to put your mortgage up and kick a 25-yard field goal, I'll gladly accept that offer.
For 30 yards, put pink slips up for 30 yards.
Man, boy, yeah, that's a lot harder than it looks, man.
Exactly. But he said we've been saying the same thing all season, no change, still losing. But that lets you know it's the culture. It's not exactly the players. Like I said, if it don't matter what players you bring in. If the culture is still the same, it's going to be the same result.
Let me say this. This is the reason why we got to get rid of Dirk Cutter. We got to clean this entire coaching staff, because we saw exactly everything that we've been complaining about all year. Like literally everything. We saw Dirk Cutter call a much better game, but where was this stuff? All 14 games. We played 14, 15 games, and now he wants to start getting the ball to really on those short crossing routes, so he can use his athleticism, his ability to to run after the catch. You saw him giving the ball to Hayden Hurst in those seam routes, which we've been complaining about all year. He used the running backs out of the backfield, and they had a good game plan. The offense, like even Ito Smith, I thought there was an incredibly idiotic decision to take him out of the game while he was absolutely hot. These are the things that we've been talking about all year. That this is I said earlier today on the pregame show, is that this was nothing more than an audition for Dirk Cutter. It was nothing more. He don't give a fuck about. I don't know if it was Lowe who said this, but he don't give a fuck about none of these players. He don't give a fuck about none of these players right now. He's sitting Julio out because you know what I'm saying. It'll make him and Dirk Cutter look good as coaches by not allowing these guys to play. We know what Julio Jones is. Julio Jones is going to be Julio Jones no matter who the coach is. So when you see, Calvarelli doing his thing, you see Russell Gage, and you see, Stalker you see Luke Stalker catching passes out of the backfield. Like we saw every one of our running backs on the roster today. Where the fuck has this been the entire season? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. They don't give a flying fuck about Matt Ryan. They don't give a flying fuck about nobody on this roster. They're trying to save their own asses. And until the Falcons ownership, whether it's Rich McKay, Arthur Blank, and the minority is minority owners, okay? Arthur Blank is just a majority owner. There are investors. These investors are the minority owners. If they don't stick up to this coaching staff, we're going to see the same shit every freaking year. Every freaking year. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right here. I've never felt bad for a quarterback. I've never felt worse for a quarterback than I do for Matt Ryan. Because not only does he have coaching that don't really give a shit about him, they're trying to save their own asses. They put him in a position where he has to be the hero every game. And then you have the worst part for me. The fans don't even appreciate him. Fans don't even appreciate how great he is today. That man was he was getting his ass toward the frame, man. And this dude did nothing but stand in the pocket, get up time after time after time after time. They blitzed that rookie, and I'm gonna give Matt Hennessy some credit. He played well because when they saw him playing, Kansas City blitzed him like crazy, and he stood in there and he got better throughout the game. Yeah. So I got to give Matt Hennessy some credit. I think we're going to be good with Alex Mack not coming back. I can pretty much say that he's not coming back. But today was just absolutely, if we can sum up 13 years in one game, this is exactly what we saw. We saw a defense play well, and when we needed them, they failed, and they failed miserably in the clutch situations. I always preach key situations. I no longer care about top 5, top 10, top 15 defenses. You got to get key stops in the key moments. If you can't get stops in the key moments, it doesn't matter where the hell you're ranked. Doesn't matter what you rank. And we saw that today. The defense failed Matt Ryan, and special teams, he failed them. Every aspect of this team failed Matt Ryan today. Every aspect of this team failed that dude today, man. And like I said, man, I would not be surprised if Matt decided he no longer wanted to play for this team. I'm just going to say, man, it is what it is, because that man deserves way more than what he's been getting. And it's absolutely a fucking crime shame to see a man get his ass whooped time after time. He doesn't complain. He just sits up, he plays, and he don't complain about getting hit. When the last time you heard Matt Ryan complain about getting hit? He don't complain about the running game. He don't complain about the offensive line. He don't throw people on the bus. All he does, even his wife, you know what I'm saying? All they do is talk shit on social media about this dude, and this dude just sits in there. He sits in there and just takes it and takes it and takes it. At some point, Matt Ryan is gonna say fuck Atlanta and fuck all of our fans, and I'm gonna be the first one to say, look, y'all got what y'all deserve. Y'all want a new quarterback? Everybody want a new quarterback? Everybody want a coach like Eric Bieniemy that has absolutely no experience? Y'all gonna get exactly what y'all want. You're gonna get exactly what you want, and when you get it, you're gonna regret every moment of it. And I'm sorry that I had to, this is long-winded. I'm sorry I'm long-winded, but this right here was the absolute worst that I like. I just feel sorry for Matt, man. I just say that. I just feel sorry for the dude, man. I've never felt worse for a player than I do right now. He deserved more than this.
Hey, I'm about to say, if they get rid of Matt Ryan, I guarantee the city of Atlanta gonna throw a parade like they won the World Series or something.
Hey, man, they will. Look. I'm gonna say this too, man. It's not a huge demographic of people. As far as the fans, we still got fans. I say about 30% of the people just really want Matt gone. All right, 30% of the Falcons fans want him gone. And the 70% are silent. But the problem is that we don't have enough platforms like Mad Mike Sports and the Atlanta Falcons Nation to put these fans in front of the mic, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? We need to put these people in front, and let them be able to speak. You saw Tony Gonzalez, man, today. I don't know if you guys saw the after on Fox at the game. He was like, man, this is Matt Ryan deserved more than this. And I'm still Atlanta Falcons at heart. So we still got people that really love Matt Ryan, but we got these people in high places that don't give this man enough credit. And like I said, you guys are going to regret the day that you decided that you just hate this guy's guts for absolutely no reason. Y'all really gonna regret, because I know a lot of Falcons fans. Remember the days of Chris Miller, Jeff George. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you don't want to remember those games. Remember those quarterbacks. Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich. It's been so many horrible quarterbacks. Bro, I want to maximize this guy's ability, and we can still do that. If Tom Brady old ass can do it, don't tell me that Matt Ryan can't.
And the thing is that most of the people all of these people who always talk about get rid of Matt Ryan and everything, like they don't know football from a baseball. They don't know football. So it's like, they just go off of what they see, and they don't know about progressions. They don't know about assignments and blitzes and things like that. So it's like, they'll look at the Falcons game and they'll see that we lost because a running back fell into the end zone, and then they'll turn over and see somebody else watching Patrick Mahomes, throw no-look passes and all kind of stuff, and they'll be like, man, you know what, Matt Ryan sucks. But like not knowing that we never had back-to-back winning seasons before we got Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that he's the, all-time passing leader in Falcons history. Not knowing that he's the winningest quarterback in Falcons history. Not knowing that he's thrown the most passing yards in 13 seasons, even more than the great Peyton Manning. Like,
right.
Nobody like they don't realize that. Not knowing that it's a situation where he's never after that 2011 2012 season, he never had a defense after that. So he's basically just going out here fighting without a shield. He's just going out here with a sword and fighting without a shield because it is all gas and no brakes. They put too much faith in him, and the organization put too much on his shoulders. So moving forward, it's like people have learned not to appreciate him, and they also have that ghost of Michael Vick. I thought that would be gone whenever the dome went away, but the ghost of Michael Vick is still floating around the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Even after Koo still has his number, the ghost of Michael Vick is still floating. And we have like all of these. I mean, let's be honest, like all these middle-aged African American, fans who were here when Vick was, at the prime of his career, and they want to compare him. They have two different skill sets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, Matt Ryan, he's not gonna lead the league in rushing for quarterbacks. He's not gonna, break off 50-yard touchdown runs. But he can read the defense and he can make good decisions and retriculate the ball down the field. So it's like, let's not compare two people who aren't the same.
Exactly. Hey, I want to hit on this comment right here. This is Daniel N. I don't know if y'all seen it, but he was saying it's all fun and games until we trade Matt Ryan to the 49ers or Colts only to see him hoist the Lombardi 8th.
Yeah. You're gonna get exactly what you deserve. You're gonna get exactly what you deserve. I know Drew got something to say. Drew heat over there. I can see him heat.
Hey, I got my Matt Ryan jersey on, so y'all know what time it is.
Exactly. Yeah, so like I said, the issue is at the same time, y'all are setting a dangerous. The fans that are really hating on Matt Ryan, that hate his guts, they hate him as a person and all that stuff. They're setting a bad example for the next quarterback that comes down here. It don't matter if you draft one, get one free agency, trade, whatever, because you can say the ghost of Michael Vick. This franchise still ain't got no Lombardi. So if you got this much hate on this one guy, you're going to have hate on all the quarterbacks that have played in this franchise, Michael Vick included.
Exactly.
So, cause like I said, if you want to run a quarterback, there's plenty of them out there. I mean, we got Carson Wentz. He's going to be out there. We got Mitchell Trubisky. They say they might re-sign him, but I doubt it. And then you bring in a rookie quarterback to this situation where you got fans that are ready to turn their back on you after 2 games. And I know because I talked to a few people that are like that. They said, I literally had somebody tell me the quarterback has 3 games. If he don't do good in 3 games, I want him gone.
Who in the world said that?
Man,
I'm not gonna throw the name out there, but the thing is,
I want to know who it is. Like,
it's one of my coworkers. I ain't gonna throw a name out there.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Man, look.
But the thing
I give players 3 years, bro. I give players 3 years. My bad. I just give players 3 years. If you can't do anything 3 years,
I ain't mean to get past the super chat. We got James C. Overton III said I was here doing Bob Barrett and Steve Barkowski.
Woo, boy.
Hey, man. Much respect, man. Much respect, James.
That's Lord right there. I was still with my dad's nutsack at that time. So yeah.
You got that right, bro.
And then we got another one here about right. Hold on, if I can pull this thing up right. Hold on. Yeah, Christopher Wright basically said right here, if we get our defense and offensive line on point, you will see the best of Matt Ryan, but you got to give him those things. Yes, the trenches is the most important aspect of your football team. You have
2009 to 2012 and 2016, where the trenches were taken care of, that's when Matt Ryan shined.
and that's every Super Bowl winning quarterback. Every Super Bowl winning quarterback had the trenches locked up.
That's
That-
exactly
and-
where.
and
Go
that-
ahead.
and
Exactly where I'm going.
and
I didn't mean
that-
to cut you off. Go ahead, K-Style.
My bad. But I'm just saying that comes down to the culture of the people putting the team together.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's where I was going. Like, I'm in that same. We on the same mind frame. Like, man, we here. Like,
Yeah.
like I've been talking about it. Like, we really need to do what the Broncos did for John Elway and Big Low, and us as historians loving football, and talking about the older, and back in the '90s, in the '80s. He was able to get them to a couple Super Bowls, John Elway, but every time he got there, he was outgunned, outmanned.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have a team. Everybody wants somebody that's going to be like a one-man show, but you can't win it by yourself. You need a team. You could possibly get there, but to win it, you need a full team. You need a good coaching staff. You need a defense. You need special teams. You need everybody to do their job. And in the later '90s, when they got Terrell Davis, when they beefed up their defense a little bit more, John Elway was still able to throw the ball. He still had the arm, but he didn't have to do as much. They didn't put as much on his shoulders. And that's what Coach Lowe always talks about. We're putting too much on Matt Ryan's plate. We have to spread it out, spread out the wealth. We have to get a running game that helps support Matt Ryan, and that'll make the play action game better. We have to fix the trenches, because if y'all remember in 2016, we had Coleman, we had Freeman, we had a good running game. So when we get those leads,
and we
can bleed
use
away
those
that
guys
clock.
out of the backfield when the running game wasn't working. When the running game was working, we used both of those guys out of the backfield, and we saw that today. So this is why I've stated we have to get rid of the coaches. They have to be gone. They cannot come back, because when you look at the game plan for today, if you can, like Kansas City, I want to say this about Kansas City defense. I saw several people say they defense sucks. I don't know what the hell y'all are smoking. I don't know what the hell y'all on, but they literally won. They stopped one of the best offenses, okay, last year. Whether you like Jimmy G or not, that San Francisco offense was absolutely legit, and they handled those guys when it needed to be. All right, I always state this. I'm keep saying this over and over again. It doesn't matter if you're top 5. It doesn't matter if you're top 10 or even top 15. If you can't get stops in key situations, it does not matter where you ranked. And that's the issue. When it comes down to it, Matt Ryan can't get. They just don't have a closer on the side on the defense, and that's the problem. Until you get a coach. Until you get a coach that understands how to get key stops in key situations, even go back to that team, that Patriots team. I always bring up the Patriots team. Them son of a guns were ranked 32 all year long, and they made it to the Super Bowl. Why is that? Why is that? They was ranked dead last in defense, and they made it to the damn Super Bowl. Why? Getting key freaking stops.
Key stops.
Well,
key stops and scoring.
I think a lot of things that they say about the Chiefs is not only that, their defense may not be the greatest. I think before the game, they said that they 4-man rushes doesn't get good. Like, it's not good enough. So that's why they bring in Tyrann Mathieu down there in the box and a whole bunch of other these mixed blitzes with their linebackers, because they don't get enough pressure with their 4-man. So it's almost similar, just like us. Like how we don't get enough pressure with our 4-man. That's why we do what we do with our linebackers. So it's pretty much it was even, and you can tell throughout this whole game it was pretty much even. Like, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Somebody had to score.
Oh my God! Just 1 second. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I honestly think the Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons are the exact same team. The only thing that the Chiefs has better than us is better coaching. Better coaching. Pat Mahomes, he made the last couple of weeks. This dude has been throwing a lot of interceptions and a lot of bad passes. All right, but he has better. He has a coach that puts him in position where he doesn't make a ton of mistakes, and he doesn't he doesn't allow Patrick Mahomes to beat himself because of his instincts, and that's the problem.
And I want to get off subject, guys, but I see this almost every year. Every year you'll have that one dominant team in the AFC or the NFC, and then they'll have that tough game right before the playoffs. And then going into the playoffs, the team that they're playing against, they'll actually look back at that film and see what that team did that was successful to slow them down. And it almost happens almost every year. Like the Patriots last year, whenever Tennessee put them out, it almost happens every year. Y'all look out. I don't think Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl.
That's what I was saying the week before, saying that like that Chargers game, the Bucks game was a test. With all those weapons that all these teams had or have right now, like that was a test. And it started with that Chargers game. So I think we matched up pretty well with Kansas City. It was just, like I said, it came down to the wire. It's just key plays. That's all.
Rain, come on, Mike. What? Come on, Mike. What? All right. Come on, what?
Yeah, because
you don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't know what the hell you talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I'm greatness, okay?
What happened?
You shut your ass up.
Oh, I was about to say a while back ago, the guy that said Mike was the dumbest Falcon fan of all time is in this chat too. So I recognize that name, but we know energy. So
well, have y'all ever heard the phrase that hurt people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dumb people call other dumb people dumb because they think they're smart, but they're actually dumb. So I ain't calling you dumb, bro. I ain't calling you dumb, but I'm just making an observation. I ain't calling you dumb. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I ain't calling you dumb. I'm just saying. Sometimes we think people are dumb, but we're actually dumb ourselves. That's all I'm saying.
I'm calling his ass dumb. He ain't got to, but I will.
I see a lot of people in the comments are carving up Kendall Sheffield. Like, honestly, I give him a so-so grade for the day because, I'm going to give him a lot of credit for actually taking the job of covering Kelsey. That first batted ball was really good. Like, he jammed him. He did good. Yeah, he's a small guy and Kelsey's a big guy. So what do you guys expect to happen, honestly? You really think he's going to actually shut down Kelsey? Like, come on now, really? Y'all not going to bash Kendall Sheffield. At least give him some props or at least have some confidence of taking up for somebody like a top tight end in the league right now. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all noticed, but so on that first play, whenever they ran that 9 route to Tyreek Hill, it was man coverage 1-on-1. AJ Terrell made a heck of a play, dropped the interception. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but they came back about 3 plays later. They recognized that man coverage, and then they ran that post route to
Demarcus Robinson.
But the thing is that a couple plays before that, they were going at Sheffield like it wasn't nothing. They were taking this lunch, but he was holding his own. It ain't like he was just getting his jaws burnt off.
He was definitely holding his own. He was definitely holding his own. But that's what you want as a player, man. Like, you can't save everybody as a coach. You players got to learn how to save themselves and learn to compete. And that's why, that's the most frustrating thing about this coaching staff. They tend to go away to protect their players. Sometimes you got to just sit there, play like last week. Don't get AJ no help. Just let him go one-on-one with the best. And if he is one of the best young corners in the league, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have to take his lumps. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Yeah, man. I agree with you, Mike. And I think that this season, really, all these young guys that are playing right now, we're going to see the dividends. We're going to reap the dividends next year. Like, all these guys that are taking their lumps now, they're just only getting better. Like one thing I can say about this defense is over this season, we've seen this team get better. Like the Jacob Tuioti Mariners, even the Steven Means, we've seen guys developing, man. Like even Isaiah Oliver, we was ready to cut him in the beginning of the season, but when we've moved him inside and allow him to do different things and actually, do things that he's good at and succeed, like Isaiah Oliver is probably one of the best tacklers on this team. I don't know if you guys,
Man, I'm so proud of that dude, bro.
but that dude is aggressive, man. When I watch him, he reminds me of Brian Poole. That's why I say, because to me, he's a corner/safety. The way that he tackles, other than Keanu Neal in that secondary, him, AJ Terrell, and Oliver, those guys are like heat-seeking missiles. Great tacklers, physical at the point of attack. And I'm just proud of how these guys are developing, because most players, if they struggle how Isaiah Oliver struggled, usually they'll just kind of like give up, keep their head down, and they won't even like. It seems like he got better from that. Like you say, he took his lumps early, and when they actually put him in a position where he could succeed, we're seeing the best out of this dude. So I think we're gonna reap the dividends next year with a lot of these young guys that are playing right now. Taking their lumps.
Man, Tuioti Mariner, I love that guy, man. What is he like? 270, like 280.
Yeah,
man. Y'all see? Did y'all see the play that guy made in the midfield?
Yeah.
Like, how many 280 guys besides myself? I hadn't seen the 280 guy move like that in a long time, man.
He dropped back. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm by 200. I can't move like that.
now there was one play that I seen that it was such a great play where Grady Jarrett was looping around on a stunt, and he had the wherewithal to chip the guy that was coming on the drag route to disrupt the play. Then he came down on the blitz. I was like, Grady Jarrett he's literally playing linebacker and defensive line all on one play.
Wow.
Man, I don't know how they get those players. Go ahead, K-Style. Ruby, bro.
Oh, no, I was about to say, too, because I don't know if anybody noticed that Travis Kelce had 98 yards, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
But do you realize half of his yards was on broken plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So but y'all want to carve up Sheffield.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what this you have to remember, that's what this Kansas City offense is. It's built off of broken play.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because there was times that Mahomes threw that ball. Like I said, that's why he had so much time, because they try to make something out of nothing. But Sheffield had a good game. He had a good game. He had a couple plays that he could have made. He just, like I said, he just got beat on that post right at the end. Like I say, it's part of the game. Like y'all said, the only way the young guys gonna get better, they gotta play, and you gotta take the lumps.
Mm-hmm.
Baptism by fire.
Exactly.
I'm gonna back Drew up on what he was saying about Oliver. Hey, Mike, do you remember back in October? I was actually on your show for the first time, and I pulled up that chart. You remember that Isaiah Oliver chart? It was a chart that showed Isaiah Oliver in different corner positions, whether it's left, right.
Yeah, you did say that. I remember that.
You remember that? If anybody in the chat remembers that, I posted that, and I forgot what his percentage was in the slot, but it was a lot. He wasn't targeted that much in the slot at all, or even on the right side. I think the left side is where he had issues at, and that's where Dan Quinn had him lined up majority, for his whole career, the left side.
Look, man, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that this defense isn't bad. Like everybody talks about, 32nd in the league in passing, but you got to consider these games that we had at the beginning of the year where we had a coach that wasn't qualified to be a head coach. So all that stuff comes into account. But what I'm saying is that moving forward, all we have to do, guys, like I said back in October, let's let Isaiah Oliver play that free safety role. Let's get another cornerback. Let's get somebody on this defensive line. We're good to go. Like, we're ready to rock and roll, lock and load. Let's go. But, we held the Chiefs to 17 points today, y'all.
Man, if that don't, that's what I said. Like, this is this team is much better than what the record is. Like if they have better coaching, man, this team is easily a 12-14. And I'm not just saying that. The numbers and just we literally lost 8 games on like the last minute. Like that tells you a lot. We could have easily won those games. Easily won those games. And we lost because of just the defense couldn't get that one play, or we got today again. Everybody talking about, oh, I won't give Raheem a chance. This dude out here calling challenges on stuff that absolutely, like, bro, are you blind or like, dude? It was, that's, bro. I just give up on this coaching staff. There ain't nothing nice I can say about these dudes. They're the most egotistical, idiotic coaches I've ever seen in Atlanta, and I'm talking about even worse than Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad coach, but he just quit before because he wanted he fell in love with Michael Vick, and he was like, shit, Michael Vick ain't here. What the fuck I'm here for? And he just got out the damn door. So, man, this team has talent on. Like I said before, the only thing the Falcons need to do with this defense is get better ends. They have to develop their ends. I don't know what it is with their ends. The linebackers, they're very good. They have to upgrade their ends, man. Their ends. Dante Fowler has been an absolute bust. I'm through making excuses for him. He's just been a bust. I don't know if it's ankle. I don't know what it is. I don't care anymore. But you get paid that much money. And I literally see this dude have zero impact on the running game, passing game. It's just nothing from him. Absolutely nothing. And that's inexcusable.
Well, Mike, it's one of those things, man, where it's like he's brought in underneath that Dan Quinn regime. And, he's an extension of that Dan Quinn culture. Let me tell you about the Dan Quinn culture. The Dan Quinn culture is you see that someone attempted to make an interception. It's obvious that he dropped the interception, but we're going to challenge it anyway, hoping that the referees feel sorry for us and grant us the interception anyway. Instead of just making the calls to win the game, your culture is and look, Raheem Morris pissed me off whenever he said that only people with loser mentalities look at stats.
Yeah.
How can a loser call somebody else a loser?
That's all we doing here is losing. What the hell do you mean that's a loser mentality?
Yeah. So it's like, I just put 2 and 2 together. So I assume that he must look at stats because he says that only losers look at stats. I'm like, okay. So he must look at stats in his free time because all he's been losing in the craziest ways, and he's been throwing players under the bus. So it's like Dante Fowler, he's an extension of the Dan Quinn culture. Raheem Morris is an extension of the Dan Quinn culture. So challenging a play where he obviously didn't catch it, hoping for the best instead of coaching the team up and putting them in a better situation.
Hold on.
That's just part of that culture.
I'm sorry, Lou. But don't we supposed to have a coach for that? A coach that
Yes.
Don't we supposed to have?
Yes, there's supposed to be somebody in the booth that says, "Hey, coach, you need to throw the flag."
That's why I said fire everybody. That's why I said
everybody got to go.
Fire everybody because somebody called down to Raheem Morris and said throw a red flag for what? I have no reason. I don't even. My 5-year-old look like, why are they throwing a red flag out here? Like, we see he clearly dropped it when he hit the ground. Like, how many times have we went over this with Dez Bryant? It was a catch, was a drop. Like, we've seen this for years and years and years. When you hit the ground, you have to maintain possession. So, I mean, whoever told him to even let's look at that again. We clearly seen it. AJ Terrell looked like, why are we challenging this? He was looking like, what are y'all doing?
Exactly. So
AJ Terrell, like, come on, coach, I ain't kidding.
Flag up now.
So basically, what you say is this is a cookie cutter regime, right?
Yeah, And then what Raheem Morris probably did, because Dan Quinn been making all these excuses all this time. He probably gonna come to the press conference. He's probably gonna say, "Oh, my bad, y'all. The flag just fell out of my pocket. I'm sorry. I didn't really throw it." Like, come on, man.
It was Matt Ryan's fault.
Matt Ryan's fault. Yeah. Like, come on.
I about to say we have the perfect picture for this.
Man.
Oh my God, man! I think we probably softer than that. We born in soft.
Hey, we softer than that. If I see that six defense one more time on 3rd and long, if I see that 6 defense one more time on a 3rd and long,
oh my God!
No, hey, hey, Drew, I renamed that defense. That's gonna be the only fans defense because it's wide open.
lose that, dog.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Wow!
Anybody can come. Anybody can get a piece of that.
Yo!
That's like I said. Anytime I see a 3rd and 16, and you have 3 defensive linemen off, and you literally got the rest of your defense at the first down line, that's gonna be now named. K-Styles gonna name it the OnlyFans defense.
And we compounded the problem, K-Styles, by jumping off sides with 3 guys like we about to get to the pass. We got no discipline whatsoever. We jumped off sides on a 3rd and long with 3 rushers. Like, bruh.
Oh man.
Y'all can't get one. Y'all can't get with 4 people. How you gonna get down with 3?
Hold on. Where? Yeah. Y'all keep going. I think I found another picture.
No,
Y'all keep going. I ain't loaded it up yet.
Hey, well, one thing I want to mention. Like I said, I don't know if you guys heard it, but I want to say it was Hennessy responded first, and then Matt corrected him. It was the play where somebody motioned, and Matt Hennessy was like, 49 has a mic, and Matt's like, no, the safety has the mic, or something like that. And then you can see Hennessy, like, he looks up and he's like, damn it. He's like, you can hear it. If you're watching the game, you can actually hear it. He's like, hey, Matt's like, no, the safety has the mic. And then Hennessy's like, so you can tell Hennessy was nervous, and you can tell he was kind of, because the blitz was coming.
That's how you learn, though. That's how you learn.
He played better towards the end of the game. He got much better towards the end of the game. So I think he has a bright future at center, man. I really enjoyed it. Like, even the running game got much better.
Yeah, at the beginning,
much better.
Yeah, at the beginning, like, I seen him at the second level a couple of times. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, I mean, it's a running game. Like, whenever we do run, the same 3 inside running plays, is it a situation where Alex Mack's not getting to that second level the way that he should, or because I mean,
I've seen that. I've definitely seen that regression. Like, he's definitely regressed. Alex Mack is not players. He's definitely not the same player, especially in pass protection. I'm just going to be real. He's just not the same.
Yeah.
And, I won't necessarily say sad to see him go. Like, some players' careers just come to an end, and his career is coming to an end.
Yeah. No, players come and go, man. Players come and go.
Yeah, he's been in the game a long time. Like I said, eventually, once you get older, the game just get too fast for him. It's eventually that.
Man.
But I will say, I know when I was growing up, I played a lot of Pokemon. I watched Pokemon a lot, right? So what we say was this regime's problem was they have no identity.
Yeah.
I found the perfect no identity, and I think they
No. You better not do that. I knew you was gonna do that.
God.
Hey, man. That is perfect. Ditto did. He had no defense. Ditto had no defense, man.
Hey, bro, like I said, if you have no idea, hey, Ditto had no moves. He had no
No,
idea.
nothing.
He was whatever.
No identity. It's whatever. That's perfect.
Man.
With the ham, no burger, peanut butter, no jelly. We keep saying the same shit. I think it's just for us. We just tired of saying the same thing every week.
I just need to see better coaching, man. Like I've
Yeah.
never seen worse coaching than I've seen this year. And like I said, man, it's not. It's I've had to say this time and time again. It's not so much that I'm like, oh, everybody, man, you don't want to give Matt Ryan any like. Matt Ryan does make bad mistakes, but when you have a shitty game plan, it's like why are you consistently putting these players in position to look average? You know what I'm saying? You put them in position to succeed. Matt Ryan is not a deep ball thrower anymore. We need to understand that. He needs to get the ball out of his hands. He needs to play a lot like Drew Brees in his career. That's where he is right now. You can still win championships. If they can go 12-4, 13-3, you know, the Saints with Drew Brees who can't throw the ball down the field 20 yards. Don't tell me that Matt Ryan needs to go as he needs to be gone, because there's so many teams, Indianapolis, there's so many teams that would love to have Matt Ryan. They have everything on as a team, you know, just from a team aspect. They have everything except for a quarterback. That's it. They're only missing a Matt Ryan. So don't tell me that Matt Ryan can't do what Drew Brees can do. Drew Brees ain't doing nothing. All he's doing is throwing those 5 to 10 yard routes. But he's killing it. That's it.
Yeah, because they changed the entire culture of their franchise. They realized that, okay, you throwing 50,045 a season, but like I said, you're putting more strain on yourself. So let's go ahead and let's shore this defense up. Let's get this running game on point. And like I said, we're not going to rely on you to throw those 40 to 50 passes every game. And
It's
now,
the same thing.
and then, like I said, now that you cut those passes down in half, now that leaves less opportunities for the defense to get hit on.
Right.
Exactly. I was just going in the same vein. K-Styles, like if you see what Pittsburgh is doing with Big Ben, we know Big Ben took a lot of big hits early in his career.
Yeah.
He would hold on to the football and try to throw the deep ball with AB and the guys that he had there. But Mike Tomlin, they changed the whole offense, and now it's basically get the ball out your hand as fast as possible. Within 2 to 3 seconds, get that ball out.
He can barely throw the ball downfield now. Like Big Ben used to have a monster arm. Like he can't throw the deep ball consistently.
He had elbow surgery. Last year he had elbow surgery. So at this point, it's like you have to work with what you got. And that's what the Falcons are not doing. It's like we're putting our guys in bad situations. It's like sending Dirk Cutter, like you said, to the Saints and saying, okay, we want you to throw the deep ball, Drew Brees. That's not what he does well. And we've been doing that all season, putting players in bad positions. And when you do that, you're not going to succeed. Like we've seen today, when you get Todd Gurley out on that swing pass early in the game, that's one of his strengths is being a receiver.
Oh, man. I wanted to punch. I really wanted, just don't let me anywhere near Dirk Cutter, because like I can't promise I won't go to jail. I can't promise. Like that dude, like I said, all year long, 14 games, 15 games has passed, and now you want to send Todd Gurley on a swing route? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you really that? Like, just oh my god, bro.
Man, hey, this right here kind of goes with what you were saying, K-Styles. Nathan said, do the coaching staffs think that the players are the reason why play calling isn't working? And yes. You too, Jew, and you too, Mike. And look, the fact of the matter is that they're good coaches, great coaches, and just coaches. But good and great coaches, they can change things up based on their personnel. But it's kind of like what you were saying, Jew, and y'all tell me this right here. Answer this question for me. What offense and what quarterback in the last 25 years since, they've been airing the ball out and throwing the ball all over the field has won a Super Bowl just taking shots, shot after shot, under under this Dirk Cutter offense or under this Tampa Bay offense.
I've never seen one.
We've never seen it happen. Never seen it happen before.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to say, yeah, keep going. I'm going to look at my Super Bowl winning calendar right quick.
Okay.
The only one that comes to mind is maybe the Greatest Show on Turf, but even they use Marshall Falk and their tight ends underneath.
They wasn't taking shots.
They weren't taking shots like that. They were just taking what you give them. Like that's the way you got to do it.
Okay, so we're going to back 15 years, or we're going back 20 years?
They go back 20.
20 years will have the year 2000, so that would be the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, we know they wasn't taking shots.
Won't take no shots.
Defense was taking no shots.
The only shots Trent Dilfer was taking was some alcohol shots.
At the bar.
Shots on the field. He was taking shots out the game, maybe, but not on the field.
Okay, let's see. The Baltimore Ravens, no. The Patriots, no. Tampa, no. Patriots, no. Patriots, no. Steelers, no. Colts, no. Giants, no. Steelers, no. Saints.
That's a lot of no's, man. You sound like like Daniel Bryan. No.
Green Bay Packers, no. That was a running game. Giants again. They took a couple shots, but that was just one of them. I'm gonna just throw up Jesus passes type something. Baltimore again, that was special teams.
And no teams taking no consistent shots down the field and winning consistently.
Exactly.
No. Patriots, no. Broncos, hell no. Patriots, no. Eagles, no. Patriots, no. Chiefs, no.
Well, it's like the only team that I could consider that did that would be the Chiefs. The only team that I would. But
we're talking about taking shots as far as part of the plan, not taking the Jesus help me.
Yeah. So it's like, smart, like good and great coaches, they take what the defense gives them. So it's like whenever they go in, they'll say, hey, we got this plan and we got contingency plans. And, in this particular case, it's like, just like Mike was saying, and we've been saying this all year, like this coaching staff, they're prideful. They're very prideful, and they don't want to make the changes that they need to make. So it's like it puts Matt in a tough position because it's like, well, now Matt's just trying to make plays. Everybody's talking about he was holding the ball. Matt did hold the ball, but Matt was trying to make plays at the same time. Like he should have thrown some of those passes away, but he's like, well, dang, where am I going to get a chance to let it go? Like,
no, you remember when I said, I kept telling you, I kept saying over and over again, we was having this debate. We're talking about a guy, everybody wants him to just throw the ball away. But when you have a defense that's incompetent and they can't get stops, they cannot get stops. That plays in your head as a quarterback. Look, man, I got to make plays because if I don't make a play, man, we're not going to have an opportunity to win this game. And this is why Matt Ryan is holding on to the ball because if he goes 3 and out, guess what? This defense can't hold anything. They cannot hold anything. That team, it doesn't matter if you're greatest or the worst, you're going to get beat. That defense is going to get beat. And he has to. And that's why I say it goes in the mentality of these coaches. You got to put these players in position to succeed, and you're not putting these players in position to succeed. And I like the way the offense ran in that second half.
Yeah.
Why? Because we used the running backs the proper way. I'm not one of these people that's going to, crap all on Dirk Cutter and say, oh, he didn't do this. It was a pretty good game plan. But we all know his he only calls those plays just so he can go right back to his same stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's only to save his own behind. He doesn't care about this offense. He doesn't care about these players. He only cares about how he looks as a coach. Because ultimately, like you said, they just looking for their next shot to be a head coach. That's all they care about.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's exactly what I was saying earlier, man. It's like, they're not thinking about 2021 because they probably got everything in boxes right now. They probably got it, they got everything in boxes with fragile stickers on all of the fine china. They know they gone. So it's like, well, yeah. So they're like, well, look, I need to get this next job because I ain't trying to not make $1 million next year. That must be a great problem to have, right?
Right. All right. So Triple G right here, he had a comment here. He was like, though Satch Curler only ran 2 receivers on routes, he could have only thrown it away.
Oh my God, man! I almost
I almost threw my phone at the TV because I saw.
I was like,
it was like see what a lot of people don't realize. I think a lot of people that's not really looking at it from where we're looking at it is, if you only have 2 routes going against a zone coverage,
it's hard to find somebody.
They already the pocket is already right here. He ain't got nowhere to go. So if he runs for it, he's susceptible to getting blasted. Now, do you want your franchise quarterback to get blasted and get a concussion? Now you may say, well, he could run and make somebody droop. Like I say, he gonna still get blasted.
I don't want Matt Ryan running and juking.
No. Yeah. I definitely see what you're saying, Triple G. But at the end of the day, it's like Matt Ryan has also got 13 years of experience. Yeah. So it's like he has to learn how to fill that pocket out, and if he has to squeak out the pocket, because look, fact of the matter is, number one, football is a dangerous sport. We know that you're putting yourself at risk. So if you stand there and just pat the ball, tell it how pretty it is, or if you try to run, you're gonna have a chance of getting a concussion. So the safest thing to do is just make sure you protect yourself. Because I definitely don't want Matt getting hurt. I know Sarah don't neither. She just sent me some recipes.
They just send me some icy hot. That's what you need.
Geritol. But I know another popular question will probably be for right now is, so where do the Falcons go after this season? Like, that's gonna definitely be a popular question that we're gonna hear from.
I think it's really simple. They need to make sure that they get the right GM. I don't care about anything else, but they must get the proper GM that understands balance. Because if the GM doesn't understand balance and trench warfare is what I call it, trench warfare, you gotta have the biggest and the baddest. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of people don't realize, like, when you got a fighter like Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have some of the biggest, meanest guys around Mike Tyson to kind of prevent other people from coming after him or stopping Mike from doing what he does and just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have these big monsters around Matt Ryan, Julio Jones to protect those guys for people that's really, look, let's just be honest. Sometimes these people be out to kill Matt Ryan and Julio. So what you gonna do? You're gonna surround him with a bunch of guys that can, that's 100 pounds, 150 pounds. No, you're gonna get these big 300-400 pound dudes that look scary and they like don't even try it. You look like you're gonna try it. We're gonna sit on your ass. That that type of stuff, man. Yeah. You gotta get big. You gotta get some monsters around this man.
Yeah, with that mentality. Because I don't know if y'all seen it, but like somebody was talking trash like Gono, he got with him. I don't know if y'all seen that. I loved it.
Yeah. Gono got into it, dog. And that's what we need. Like Mike was saying,
dogs.
On the offense, on the defense too. We need some dogs around Brady because real talk, I don't even want anybody chipping Dante Fowler and those guys on the outside. We had the big guys in the middle. We wouldn't even have to worry about. Like, I don't know if you guys seen when they were running at that 2-4 defense, like Deion Jones, Foye Oluokun, when they were getting up to the T4 defense. Like, I hate when those guys get to the second level on the offensive line, second level, because our linebackers are already little. So you need those big guys up front that's going to keep those guys clean. And that's the biggest issue I see with the Falcons. Like on defense, we need to get bigger on the defensive line, period. Like John Kaminsky needs to be a defensive end. We need to get some real big, I'm talking
Oh,
about
that
300.
dude was playing his behind off to be
Yeah,
so
man.
small. Oh my God, I was so
Dan
proud of
Quinn,
him.
man. Dan Quinn with this whole NASCAR package. Like, I'm sitting here like, man, I do not want my defensive tackle being 270, 260. Like, that's not going to do anything. The only thing that's going to do is if they do pick a side and go to it, if they get past them, it's like then you got to put a linebacker, just like Drew was saying, you got a running back running downhill, and it's going to be the running back hitting the linebacker opposed to being the other way around. So it's like, yeah, like I want there to be running plays, and by the time everything is said and done, we don't know what happened because there's a whole bunch of bodies. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I got the perfect example, and I done showed this on the show before. Mike know where I'm about to go with this one. Look on the left side.
Woo, yeah, Big Ted Washington. That's a monster,
Ted
boy.
Washington.
That's a lot of beef, boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try that big dude. I ain't stupid.
That's a lot of beef right there.
This boy made
Warren Sapp is not a small guy. Warren Sapp is not a small guy either. So that's a big dude.
But yeah, like you said, Coach. Yeah, we gotta get, like all y'all say, we gotta get tough. Like I said, Gano was out there fighting. I seen that. Yeah, you know that's my favorite Falcon right now is Matt Gano. So he go out there and ball. But we need more. We need more of that. We need the mentality of it. It's the mentality. Because we got to remember, Dante Fowler's only 240 something damn pounds. He's small.
A bunch of barking.
He a Chihuahua.
I mean, even going back to the Hard Knocks, guys, when Mike Smith gave the speech at the beginning of it, everybody says the Falcons aren't tough. This has been a problem for years now. Like, you need to go ahead and fix it, man. Like, I'm getting tired. Like, just changing the color of the uniforms aren't going to make us tough. You know what I'm saying? That goes along with that same culture of challenging an interception that everybody in the world seen was a drop pass. Like, just changing the color of the uniforms aren't going to make you tough. Like, they could just go out there and they draw shoulder pads. If they tough, they tough.
Right.
All right, now I'm going to have to put this guy on blast right here. Ron G said our rookie cornerback is trash. This was his game to put away, but he sucks. I don't know what the hell game you was watching.
Ron G smoked crack.
Boy, he would. Boy,
I don't want none of that.
He was
I'm good on that one.
That peyote. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying.
Right. All I'm saying, Ron, is that there's not that many people that can keep up with a cheetah. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like, the fact that he kept up with that man, then high pointed the ball the way that he did, he played that play perfectly. He didn't make the catch, but he playing DB for a reason. Fact of the matter is that he played that play perfectly. Like, we still had chances to win the game after that. We just didn't do it. Like, it's a team loss. We can't put it all on him.
Yeah, that's a team loss, man. Yeah. Like, we had a chance to go into overtime and we missed the kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say because one player didn't make that one play. It happens. Like, I've seen, Patrick Mahomes fail. Like, let's be honest. Patrick Mahomes had a terrible, I wouldn't say terrible game, but he didn't have a great game. He only had in the fourth quarter, like less after that pass to, I believe it was Kelsey. He was under, the Falcons actually kept him under 200 yards passing. So he did not perform well at all.
They killed this dude. But this dude asked, well, he so I'm gonna say he asked another one. He said, what has he done this season? I'm gonna ask you a question. If your cornerback is always in the spotlight every game, that means
He's not doing what he's supposed to do.
He's not doing, like I said, if you don't hear your corner that much in the season, he's doing something great.
Absolutely.
Quarterbacks, offensive linemen. If they're not showing them on the sidelines looking crazy or calling their names during the game, then trust me, they're doing the right thing. And the fact of the matter is that you talk about what has he been doing this season? This man been tackling like it ain't like he don't got no business. He's tackling so good, I'm actually worried. Like that's how good he's been tackling.
Yeah.
So
I've done some film breakdowns on his tackling, his physicality, so you guys definitely check that out.
I about to say, Rod G trying to make his point again. He said this was his chance to show. Hey, he held the fastest wide receiver in the NFL who has 15 touchdowns.
We're talking about Tyreek Hill, bro.
You go out there and chase Tyreek Hill around. You tell me how easy it is.
I'll tell Ron G this. I'm gonna put a challenge to him. I want him to go out there and guard Tyreek Hill. I know my black ass ain't doing it.
I'm good.
He gonna burn me in half a step. So, but the that you literally took the fastest wide receiver in the NFL. You only held him to 64 yards because he was most of the night, most of the game.
Him and Isaiah, they took turns on Tyreek, and they did a wonderful job. And not, like I said before, when you have it's all about maximizing that player's ability, and a lot of coaches get it wrong. They try to fit a lot of these players in their scheme, and then when you see, them go to teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like Minka Fitzpatrick, he's a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? Miami was trying to fit him into what they wanted him to do, but when he went to damn Pittsburgh, you see exactly what Mike Tomlin did. That dude put him in a position where he can say, and now they're a freaking turnover machine. Like that defense is freaking scary. When they are on, bro, they are scary, scary defense. And that's what it all comes down to, maximizing that player's ability and put him in a position where he can succeed.
Here you go. I ain't even got to get on no more. Here's what Santana said about it.
Yeah, that dude, he's gonna cry.
Like I said, we talk a lot of junk about players not playing well on here, but at the end of the day, we understand. We just looking at it from a fan's perspective. If you're not looking at it from actually being on the field and not realizing how this stuff goes, AJ Terrell could end up being defensive rookie of the year. The way that
easy, yeah, that's easy.
Not only is he not getting caught on as often, like I said, he might, like I said, he's gonna give up some catches. Every corner gives us some catches.
Yes, sir.
This guy probably thought Jeff Okudah was the greatest corner to come out the draft since Deion Sanders. You see how he's struggling in Detroit.
Smoked.
He looked like smoked salmon out there.
Barbecue turkey alert.
Now then, I can't give him. I say smoked tilapia. Tilapia bad boy. But get back to it. Like I said, Hill, like Mr. Bernard 54 said, Hill has burnt everybody.
Yeah.
He's burning everybody.
You get that dude a half a step, and like, man, you better.
And then the fact of the matter is that Hill had 64 yards. Most of it came on. I know he took like a drop step screen, and like he broke a tackle. And he went for like 20-something yards. But like
1/3 right there.
Yeah, like it wasn't a situation where he was just running down the field, just getting open. Like they played pretty good defense on Hill today. So yeah, I mean we can't look. You can't knock AJ Terrell on this one because
hey man. I just literally, you remember, I don't know who this is, but I just literally said that the Falcons, like they have a lot of talent on that team, and someone, I don't know who it is, but they pretty much just stated the exact same thing. The difference between Kansas City and Atlanta, when you look at the defense and offense, both teams have electric players, but the difference between Kansas City and Atlanta is coaching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that just tweeted this stuff out. We got to get better coaching, man. And that that begins and ends with Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank has to say to himself, I cannot allow any more. We're talking about having the elite talent, but we cannot allow our coaching to continuously kill outs. Like we saw some bad, even though the defense played well, the offense played well, but we saw some bad coaching decisions today.
I'm laughing at this. His name is Reggie. He talking about Hill is like trying to guard a puff of smoke.
I'm gonna have to use that one.
And he was held in check today. Yeah. And like I said, what more can be said? Like I said, he was held to 64 yards. He was mad the whole game because, like you said, outside of that one screen, he really had no impact whatsoever.
Hey, and you know what, y'all? It was like I know earlier, like people were knocking Matt Ryan, saying that he had a bad game, and like I said, he took some sacks, and I don't know. I think he got sacked like 4 times today. But look, y'all, the guy went 27 of 35 for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a pretty good doggone game, if you ask me.
That's like sometimes you gotta take sacks. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's a great game. Like I just feel like, the ones that are still coming from Matt Ryan are being unrealistic, unreasonable. I feel like the team, if anybody told me going into this game, this defense was going to hold Kansas City to 17, I would have gave us a very good chance to win the game. Just coming in because Kansas City is the number 1 passing team in the league. They talked about it during the telecast, like explosive plays, they lead the league. And at one point in the game, they said we only gave up like 1 explosive play, 1 pass play over 20 yards.
Yeah,
I think that was a play where Tyreek Hill caught the short pass and broke the tackle and ran up the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
So I was proud of the defense because y'all know throughout the season, we've been seeing a lot of busted coverage. We didn't see none of that really today. Everybody was playing good defense. A lot of those sacks and stuff like that were covered sacks. Like they were like nobody was open. Or Patrick Mahomes literally had to just throw the ball out of bounds. There was nobody open. And we were, the defensive line was getting to him. But another thing that we got to look at when we talk about these corners, and Coach Lowe knows this, the pass rush and the secondary goes hand in hand, like your front 7. If you can't get home, it's harder to play cornerback when you ain't getting no pressure on the quarterback. I'm just going to be honest. It's very hard to play cornerback when the quarterback got all day to throw the ball. So really, to be honest, AJ Terrell would look a lot better if he was on a team that has a top pass rush. He would have a lot more interceptions because he could really sit on routes. Right now, he really can't sit on routes and stuff like that because you can do a double move on our defense because we can't get to the pass. We can't get to with our front 4. We pretty much have to all out blitz, meaning the field is wide open. And if y'all seen that first down, I think that Kelsey had where he ran the slant on Sheffield, we kind of just like brought the house. Yeah, Sheffield really couldn't do anything because Kelsey was 6'5". Like he just
shielded them off. Yeah,
he just shielded them off. So it's like they really didn't do nothing against our corners. Our corners did a pretty good job today. It was mainly just we can't get there with our front 4. So if we improve our pass rush, you're really gonna be able to see what these cornerbacks really can do because then they can actually start sitting on routes. And if we get another safety a real free safety that can actually cover, you'll see these guys like these cornerbacks. They can actually, guess and go for some interceptions. Right now, it's kind of like you got to play the whole field because we're not getting there. Yeah. Our front 4 is not getting there. So, really, these corners are doing an excellent job for us to have really no pass rush, a non-existent pass rush.
Cause that's what AJ Terrell does. That's what AJ Terrell does. Like he's he plays deflection football, but like you seen the pick that he made against the Lions. Like he was looking in the backfield the whole time. He jumped that wasn't even the guy that he was guarding. He just jumped that route. So just imagine if he actually had a pass rush and he could trust other guys out there as well. Like the sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what Mike said whenever Mike was like, it's not about having top 5, top 10, top 15 defense. We went to the Super Bowl, like our defense wasn't the most dominant defense, but we just made stops when we needed to make stops. And, we scored when we needed to score. So, that's what it's all about. Go ahead, K-Style.
I actually have some stats up right here.
Go ahead.
So the Falcons defense in total this season has 28 sacks.
Wow.
16 of those sacks is from the defensive line.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Do you really think we need a quarterback with that?
Wow.
Wow. If your team only has 28 sacks.
Hold on, K-Styles. Before we go any further, it's only 16 games in a season. So that means we got 1 sack per game. One. From the whole unit. 1 sack per game, dog. We have
That's bad.
We done played 15 games and got 28 sacks. That's almost 1.6 sacks a game.
Yeah, but it's Matt Ryan's fault. No, it is Matt Ryan's fault. It's Matt Ryan's fault.
Matt Ryan's fault. 16 more of them sacks.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's Matt Ryan's fault.
Yeah, because whenever we put Matt Ryan, whenever we had him playing the 7 technique, he just wasn't, getting through there the way that he should have. Yeah, he wasn't. Matt Ryan wasn't extending his arms so he could get back there to get those sacks the way that he was supposed to. So yeah, that's Matt Ryan's fault, y'all. That's
Matt Ryan's fault, man.
Matt Ryan's fault that this team only got 28 sacks, and 12 of them came from anybody outside the defensive line.
Wow, that's bad. Jeez.
Do you see my face?
Wow.
Hold on, let me put my face up when I saw that.
Yeah, man, I'm speechless on that. I can't even explain how you even have. Jeez, wow.
Exactly. Look. Hold on, let me put that up there. Hold on, I just had it. Here you go. King Hajali said, "Who the hell we gonna beat averaging a sack again?"
Right. We beat the Jets with that, man. We can't beat the Jets with that crap, man.
But the fact of the matter is, guys, is that we're still losing by 1 possession. Yeah. So it's like, how bad is the team really? So just imagine if we were actually getting 3-4 sacks a game, getting pressure on the quarterback, like.
This is a very good team if we're getting that pressure.
Yeah. And then consider like that Raiders game, didn't our defensive line get like 4 sacks that game? So that means there were a few games where they didn't get nothing.
Hold on. Y'all keep going. I'm finna do some homework online. y'all keep going. I'm gonna do some homework.
Oh my God.
Schedule.
Another thing I was looking at before this game, I don't think a lot of people realize. Y'all realize a lot of these games we lost by 1 possession. Julio Jones will miss a third of this season. I think they say he missed like 6 games this season.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those games that we lost, like we already know when Julio's on the field, that might as well say like that's an easy touchdown. That's at least 1 more touchdown we're gonna score in those games. Mm-hmm. So like the Chicago Bears game that we lost. Green Bay, that's the game that we pretty much got whipped. But in that game, Julio or Calvin really wasn't healthy. But we got so many games that we lost. The game against Detroit that Julio didn't play. Like a lot of those games that we lost would have been, we definitely probably would have won those games if Julio was out there on the field. So all these games that we're losing, we're doing this without arguably our best player on the field. So it's like that just shows you how much talent is on this team, on this offense, and on this team in general. It's like we're losing these games by less than a field goal, 4 points, 6 points, 1 possession. 7 games we've lost the season on the last, 1 possession, and that's most of those games without Julio Jones. Julio Jones out there 9 times out of 10, all of those games that we're talking about are wins.
Yeah. Because like, how many times have we seen Russell Gage just running across the middle of the field whenever you got Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones? Like, because Russell Gage, he's coming to his own, man. Like he's just getting better and better. Like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm really loving him. He's like the extension of that tight end position, what we so desperately need, and that's why I say we got to have better play calling because there's no reason why Russell Gage shouldn't have 70 catches in a season because he
Yeah.
is that guy. He is that guy when teams blitz, and we're just not using he or Hayden the correct way. And that's why I say it's like when we look at, everybody just look at Matt Ryan and say, oh, he held the bone on too long, or he took the sack and all this type of stuff. We're not using not only him, but we're not using our running backs the proper way. In the NFL right now, it's like you don't need your running backs to be running backs. They can be pass catchers. And if you're a pass catcher in this NFL, you're going to be a huge asset to your offense. And we have like Brian Hill, he's an excellent receiver out of the backfield. Even Ito, we saw Todd Gurley today. I mean, that dude caught a wheel route. Like he smoked that dude on that wheel route. He was wide open. Don't tell me that he's done. You just have an offensive coordinator not using his weapons properly.
Exactly. Uh-oh, he done found the stat.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
We had 5 games where we had 1 or less sack.
Wow. 5 games, 1 or less sacks.
So probably when Dan Quinn was here. How many of those were in the first 5 weeks when we were 0-5?
Actually, you know what the fucked up thing about it is? It was after Dan Quinn got fired.
Really?
Well, that puts a nail in the coffin for Raheem Morris, man.
Man, Raheem being gone.
It was neck and neck because you had like 2 in the first 5 games and then you had 3 more after.
We ain't gonna count Pat McKinley first sack of the season.
I didn't count him. I didn't count him
on that play.
I didn't count him. So if you didn't count Tad McKinley, that first game we had a half a sack.
Oh my God!
Wow.
But like I said, quarterback is the issue. So you just gotta keep saying it like that.
It's Matt Ryan's fault, man.
Matt Ryan's fault.
It is. Matt Ryan's fault. We didn't get the timeout. It's Matt Ryan's fault. We didn't get a sack. It's Matt Ryan's fault.
We challenged the interception. It was Matt Ryan's fault.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan.
It's all Matt Ryan's fault. Bleedy Ray Wilson leads this team an interception and he don't play often.
He just comes in for a cup of coffee every now and then.
Oh, Bleedy.
Deion Jones leads the team in sacks.
4.5.
Yeah, that's not good at all. That's
Grady Jarrett has the most sacks on the defensive line with 4.
Man.
And his job is to be a dual threat in the middle. Like he can't solely concentrate on getting after the quarterback because he's a defensive tackle. He's supposed to stop the run and be that disruptor in the middle. So he can't just commit to the pass.
Man.
So it's that's bad.
Nick Turner said, Big Low, how did it feel in the suite? Hey man, we chilling out in the suite last week. Since they have COVID and everything, both of the buffets weren't open, so you just had to kind of order your food and then they'll just bring it to you. But I mean, it was cool. We lost, which was terrible, but suite was cool, man. We really enjoyed it.
Okay, hold on. Reggie got a question for me. He said, how many players from the last 3 draft classes have played in a game? Let's see. So we're going to go back 2017. We got Tack. Unfortunately, Tack, yeah. The one that I could think of, you see Tack. Got Calvin Ridley. Okay, that's another one.
Well, Isaiah Oliver drafted in 2017.
2017, I think.
Yeah, Isaiah Oliver.
Isaiah Oliver's another one. Well, we talking about playing in general, or we talking about playing that's actually doing something? Because we got a lot of those that ain't doing shit. We got Ethan Sinat on the damn team, and they not using him, and I'm still mad about that.
Oh my! See, look, man, that's a whole other.
And one of my favorite draft picks from 2 years ago was Jordan Miller.
Yeah,
played him.
He ain't even on the team no more.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness! I'm I've never seen the coaching staff this selfish. I really haven't.
Hey, I'm about to say here, I think this is a question for everybody. Would you say that this past draft is Dimitrov's best draft class?
Hell no. Hell no.
No.
It have to be Deion Jones' draft, I think. Whatever year that was.
That was Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell.
Yeah, that was his best draft class to me.
I say that one, or what was that? 2009, 2008?
2008.
2008, yeah. That's whenever we got, what was that, Sam Baker and
that was
right, Sam Baker and Matt Ryan.
Sam Baker, Matt Ryan.
It was both that same draft that year.
There was a couple other people we got too. I forgot who all it was.
I could damn tell you who wasn't his best draft class. I can tell you that in confidence.
Hey, that'll be the hard part, naming the bad draft class.
Shit,
had so many.
2012 was the worst draft class he ever had.
That was terrible.
Them dudes was out the NFL by 2016.
They were quitting on Hard Knocks. They were like, "Hey man, look."
they didn't even make it on Hard Knocks.
They were like, "Hey man, I don't want to do this no more, man."
Sam Baker wasn't bad, man. Everybody tell you Sam Baker wasn't bad. He just had that knee.
Yeah, Sam Baker was a good player for a few years.
Yeah, he just kept getting hurt. That was his fault. Well, the 2014 class wasn't too bad at the time.
And when did we get Spoon?
Spoon
That was
2013.
13.
So, yeah, 13, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I think he was 2013. He was like 2010, wanted because he was here in 2012.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Sure was, yeah.
He was like 2010. He was like
That D-Pot squad, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he didn't hit. Hold on, 2012 was the worst draft class he ever had. Because let me read some names out to you.
Don't.
Right here.
Don't anybody give us nightmares, dog.
Okay, let's see if the Falcons fans will remember these names here. Hold on. Okay, we got Lamar Holmes.
Oh,
no. He was an offensive lineman, offensive tackle, right?
Yeah, left tackle, I think.
Peter Cons.
Oh,
Terrible.
Brady Ewing.
Oh my God, third round fullback. Come on.
Who is it? Trevathan Robinson. Hold on.
that was a defensive tackle, right?
Robinson and Charles Mitchell and Jonathan Massaquoi.
That man should never be a bad GM ever again. Ever. He had to throw two more in there.
Yes.
Brady Ewing. I remember that. I was like, okay, so.
Yeah, that was my face. Like, bro, third round or fullback?
No. He was a fifth round pick.
Oh, he was a fifth round pick. That's still early. He a fullback, like undrafted free agent.
Like I said, we could have did worse. Remember, one of the worst draft picks that I ever seen was when the Oakland Raiders drafted Sebastian Janikowski in the first round.
Or whenever the Tampa Bay took that kicker.
Huh? Oh yeah. Robert Aguayo in the second.
In the second round. Was it in the second round?
Well, it was the first.
No, Aguayo was the second round.
Oh, I thought he took in the first round.
Nah, that was the second round. Janikowski was first round because he was like almost a top 15. He was almost a top 12 pick. I think he was 14th overall.
Oh yeah, that dude can kick from here to Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't gonna hit with the greatest accuracy, but he kicked that. But my thing is, don't nobody draft kickers in the first round. Yeah, was like the worst draft class I ever seen. I am not joking. Let's see who. Anybody else got something to say? Any questions?
The question looked like they done slowed down, so I guess we go to that 2 point, our last words.
Yeah.
Somebody said Jalen Collins.
Oh Lord.
Man, I used to love Jalen Collins, man.
I don't care what nobody say. I like Jalen Collins.
I like old Jalen Collins, man.
He just had some issues where he had to smoke that shit. Crazy.
He had to get the gotcha.
Okay. All right, so here we got a question here. It says Justin Clayton says, "What do you think we need to do with the third pick?"
Trade down.
Trade back.
Trade that bitch back.
Yeah.
Trade back.
So get you some more picks.
There's no need for. Go ahead.
You know how, like they say, you know how valuable that pick is. If you trade that pick back, you can get another first rounder, and get you a couple second rounders out of that.
Yeah, because we don't got no money to make big splashes in free agency. So it's like, we might as well try to hope that we hit like we did on 2016 and make some good picks, and just trade back to like the 10th pick or something like that. See what we can do.
Exactly. I'll trade out.
I mean, if you don't have the chance to get the best quarterback in the Falcons position, there's no need to keep that pick, because you already have a very good quarterback, a very good receiver, two all-pro receivers. You have a tight end, Hayden Hurst. Maybe you can draft a tight end to kind of go with him, but it's like you got Foyer, who's he's gonna command a contract real soon. You're gonna have to make a decision on that. It's like you can trade back, get Michael Parsons. If you can't come with because what people don't realize, what Foyer is gonna command a lot of money. He's gonna command over $30 million. So I'm not sure if the Falcons can financially keep him. They're going to have to, if they're going to keep Foyer, it's extremely difficult to keep two very good linebackers like Seattle. Like you can't keep, it's very uncommon to keep a linebacker who's making over $20 million. That's difficult to do. So they're going to have to make a decision whether or not to keep Foyer Olakun. But I'm just going to be honest, I don't expect them to keep Foyer. I think they're going to make a trade for him. He's going to go to another team, and we can draft well, draft his replacement. It's like Walker is a very good linebacker himself. Like that dude is physical, man. So the Falcons have options, and I fully expect Foyer to be on the trading block. I'm just going to be real. I'm not advocating for him to go. But when you have limited, these are the things that kind of screwed us with Thomas Dimitroff getting these, because we're still paying Devontae Freeman, Alex Mack. We're gonna have some cap room to do things here and there, but we paid all our players, and we kind of gave some other players some bad contracts, and that's gonna hurt us. So I don't expect us to be able to keep Foyer Olakun.
And then, another thing is that, everybody talking about taking a quarterback early, with that third pick. So if you look back over the course of history, how many number one guys, go on to be, just wildly successful, number one quarterbacks? If we look back over the course of history, we have our Peyton Mannings, but we, once again, K-Styles, show us the football. Show us the Super Bowl calendar. Of all these quarterbacks, how many of these guys were number one picks?
Okay, let me put my pen up here. Okay, so do I need to educate again?
Yes, sir.
I got the Falcons calendar for this upcoming year. We got my Super Bowl champions. So how far back are we going, Coach?
Let's go 15 years. 15
years. So that would be 2005, right?
Yeah.
So that will be, let's see, Tom Brady, 6th round. Ben Roethlisberger, 11th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We had Peyton Manning,
Number one.
Eli was number 1 overall, but okay, that's on that tidbit. Drew Brees, 2nd round. Aaron Rodgers, 24th overall. Joe Flacco, 18th overall. Russell Wilson, 3rd round. Brady, Peyton Manning, Doodle, Nick Foles,
The
2nd
same
round.
name over and over again.
Yeah, but it's just mostly riddled with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
Yeah. So your franchise quarterback is not guaranteed to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
The thing that people are not taking the fact is you have to have a system for the quarterback. And
Exactly.
and the way that Mel Kiper Jr.'s goof ass gonna do, I wouldn't be surprised if fucking. And like I said, I might be going out on a limb. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I have a feeling that Zach Wilson gonna be the number 1 overall pick in this draft.
Oh, really?
Cause he's gonna big this dude up so much. This dude's gonna be the number 1 overall pick, and if he do, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna throw all my papers on ground like really. Well,
Hey, man.
Fool again.
I don't know, man. I said this earlier, but everybody love a little sunshine out there. They just got a man crush on Sunshine, and I just don't see why. I just don't see anything spectacular about this dude. He's just a regular guy who can run. If you ask me, he doesn't make those exceptional throws that I see. Anytime you see Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence, when he makes these throws, it's always those deep ball throws. It's not one of those where he fitting balls in, after, getting the blitz or he feeling pressure and he does this, his Russell Wilson impression, or he's doing a Patrick Mahomes or even a Drew Brees when he's just standing in the pocket and he's just killing people with his arm. I don't see that from Trevor Lawrence. Can he be that? Absolutely, but I don't see anything special.
Yeah, I've heard some people compare Trevor Lawrence to Mitchell Trubisky.
Ooh.
I've heard that.
Automatic no right there.
I've definitely heard that. Sometimes we got to consider the level of competition that the quarterback is playing against, and also who he's playing with. Exactly. So it's like, you're playing with Clemson, like, all those guys, all those wide receivers, and all those guys are going to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we look at what Matt Ryan did in Boston College, like, I think some of those guys bagging groceries.
I can't even remember receiver he played with, a tight end, a running back, nothing.
And that's why I don't fall in love, Coach Lowe. That's why I don't fall in love with the big school quarterback. Like, you can be a quarterback anywhere. I go and watch your tape. Like, Ben Roethlisberger went to Miami of Ohio, and everybody was like, who is this guy? Carson Wentz, North Dakota State. Like, you don't have to come from Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame to be, a good quarterback. You got to actually go watch this guy's tape, and that's what Mike's talking about, him actually going through his progressions. In Clemson, their number 1 receiver is pretty much running wide open every single play. So you can literally go to the same guy. Like, if you watch the kid, Devontae Smith for Alabama, he's literally open every single play. So they can literally go to him every play.
That kid in Mississippi State, I forget his name. That dude is, I think he's going to be a baller, man. That kid from Mississippi State, I saw him playing against Georgia, man, and he was making some incredible throws against the SEC talent. And we're talking about the ACC, and Kev can attest to this. The ACC don't really have very good. It ain't crap.
Outside of Clemson and Miami, ACC ain't worth jack shit. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it's like if we look at it, like so all these SEC quarterbacks besides Peyton, like how many of these guys have really came out and just AJ McCarron and all these other guys, the T Martins and all these other big SEC quarterbacks, like they haven't really came out and like really set the world on fire. All these Alabama quarterbacks under this Nick Saban era, You know,
Absolutely.
you would think somebody would have came and like Tua, he's come, and I think that they're just being conservative with him, but he's not really slinging it all over the place. They actually benched him yesterday, so I mean it's so it's like, but you got people like Josh Allen coming in here from Podunk USA.
Wyoming.
Yeah. See, the thing about the Alabama quarterback, especially with Tua, they showed a picture on Twitter today that I saw. It was a picture of Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Weddle, and who the other wide receiver they had? Oh yeah, Henry Ruggs the third.
Mm-hmm.
You throw the ball to them all day, you don't win a Heisman throwing the ball.
Right. Come on, man. Come on. Like everybody talking about like the first read for Trevor Lawrence in college right now is to look deep. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that in the NFL. You can't do that, man. You really gotta look at the middle of the field, and then you work your way deep if you got time. Like that, you don't have time to do that in the NFL to look deep first. Like you better go look for the middle, the middle of the field, and then work your way up, work your way down if you got it. Unless that play is actually designed, you have a one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? You got these man-to-man defense, and then you look, but you're not gonna have a lot of those look in the NFL, man. Oh my God, this dude said.
Almost spit the gear out.
This dude said Quincy Carter. Wow.
Cocaine Cowboys. So I was gonna ask about this whole Trey Lance thing. Are we basing it off of what he did the year that he didn't throw an interception, or are we just basing
Bro,
it?
I don't trust no quarterback who's never thrown an interception. I can't even let you get through that question. I don't trust any quarterback that's never thrown an interception in a game. Don't.
Question is like, so he hasn't thrown one. So whenever he gets to the NFL and the guys are a little bit faster, a little bit bigger, and he throws those 5 interceptions in the game like Matt did, what's he going to do?
Exactly.
Okay, so I see it. So basically, what he did that year, that was 2009, because the year before that he wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
The next year he threw for 2,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. But he also ran the ball for 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns.
That man up here playing with me, man. That man ain't playing with no damn talent. He out there playing against little people.
I don't like running quarterbacks.
No, but Mike, didn't we watch the film? Didn't we watch the film of that no interception season that year? And
yeah,
they was mostly running quarterback power. That's their the bread and butter for that.
Yep.
So
I say
everybody,
go ahead, Coach Lowe.
No, you go ahead, Drew.
Now I say this, like, and me and K-Styles always say it all the time. It's like, who are you bringing in? What system are you running? If you run a system that suits that quarterback, hey, I'm good with it. But if you're gonna bring in somebody that's gonna try to fit a round peg in a square hole, then good luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like what they're doing with Lamar Jackson with Baltimore. If you're gonna run an offense that's like a wishbone or spread offense, like a college style offense, I'm good with it. I love what the Cardinals did when they said we're gonna get rid of our quarterback and we're gonna bring in Kyler Murray because he fits what this coach is trying to do, what Cliff Kingsbury wants to do. But all I'm gonna say is this: a lot of these quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks, when they come out, they have a lot of success until you get tape on them. Once you get that tape on them, all of that stuff, all that running, and all of those little schemes that they're running, once they get a full summer and a full training camp to watch tape on you, like all of that goes out the window. Like Jalen Hurts, everybody's screaming for Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. Like all that running and stuff he's doing right now, they don't have any tape on this kid. But once they get a full season or half a season or a couple games of tape, it's the same thing what happened with quarterback that was playing in New Orleans, Taysom Hill. When he played us that first time, we really didn't have any tape on him. But teams are starting to catch up to what New Orleans was doing. And that's the reason why they tried to basically rush Drew Brees back. Because they know, like, we can't win with Taysom Hill doing what he's doing with this type of scheme. We need more than what he can offer. Just first read and take off and run. Like, we need more than that if you're going to want to win a Super Bowl. That doesn't work in the NFL.
Let me just say this real fast. A lot of people saying Mike, just saying I know K Styles, I know.
But a lot of people, the reason why I say I don't trust you, talking about you putting the guy when you're playing with lesser talent. Of course, you got quarterbacks. There's a lot of these quarterbacks don't have the necessary grades to be able to go to these top schools, and that's why you see the guys like Josh Allen, Carson Wentz, and all these types of guys. They don't necessarily have the grades to go to these elite schools, and a lot of players even they blossom a lot later than others. So they go to these smaller schools to to have a chance to play. But if you're not playing against elite talent, you're going to have these seasons where you're not throwing interceptions because you're not playing against the best of the best. And I don't trust any quarterback. If you're not playing against the best of the best and you haven't went through that adversity as a quarterback, as a running back, there was time where, Derrick Henry was getting smashed in college. But he again, man, he learned how the NFL is. When you playing against elite talent, we're talking about the SEC, man. These are elite players. These guys are the best of the best in high school. So if you can't play against the best of the best, if you haven't played against the best and the best, and I see you with 0 interceptions in a season, I can't trust you.
Well, and Agilon, he said that we make it seem like Trevor is bad. So, this is an example kind of like Deshaun Watson. Do y'all feel like Deshaun Watson has lived up to what he did in college? Do y'all think he's that guy? Because I don't think so myself.
I don't think so. I really don't.
To be honest with you, Coach Love, you asking the panel, I think that Deshaun Watson is good. I think that the Texans are a bad run organization, though. Like them stripping him, like them trading D-Hop away was just crazy. Like
that was tough.
The AFC Championship, weren't in the AFC Championship game, or they were last year when they went up against Kansas City? Was that the AFC Championship, or was it
the divisional round?
Divisional round. I think that. I won't say he lived up to the hype because his coach was saying he was Michael Jordan and all of that. He ain't live up to that.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, they were trying to make out he was like the next Michael Jordan. That's what we're talking about, living up to that.
He ain't live up to that, but I think that he's better than what he's showing. But I'm glad you brought his name up, Coach Lowe, because you see that they 4-10 too, and I think they lost today. If they did win today, they 5-10. But that goes to show you what you're talking about. Them guys coming out of the draft not better than this.
Yeah,
and they're not winning. So you can't just win with a great quarterback. That's the point we're making. You have a good quarterback. He proved he was a good quarterback last year when he took them to the semis.
Exactly.
But once they strip the team down, and that's what people want to happen to Matt Ryan. They always say, "Well, Matt Ryan has weapons." Well, let me show you what happens when you don't have weapons. Look at the Texans now.
You're looking at the Texans. Yep.
Yeah, look at the Eagles.
Yeah.
You think Carson Wentz got benched? He was throwing the quarterbacks.
Exactly.
They're trying to make him out to be the bad guy. Y'all really strip that man of all his weapons and then tell him to go play good quarterback. Like, what in the world, bro? What in the world?
Hey, I'm about to say, I kind of got a question here. I actually had the comment up here before. Hold on. And this was Daniel M. He says, I want Trey Lance, but can't find a first read. He doesn't look for the second read. He just runs. That's their game plan. Who does that remind you of?
Michael Vick.
Exactly. Like
I'm good on that one, dog.
Like I said, the only difference is now this is the NFL where, like I said, you look at Lamar Jackson. Like I said, Lamar Jackson has games where he's good, but he has games where he looks mediocre at best.
Yes.
That's because, like I said, that athleticism, especially playing at Division II, like this gonna go into another comment I saw, and this was hold on, let me find that thing. Basically, AJ Evans said he'll put Stetson Bennett in the Mountain West and he'll become Joe Burrow.
Oh my God!
but those two comments go hand in hand though, because like Trevor Lawrence may be the best quarterback in this draft, but the thing is, do not make the same mistake a lot of these people make when they be trying to put this guy as the next god of quarterbacks.
Talk about like they did RG3 and Andrew Luck and Mark Sanchez, Mitchell Trubisky, Carson Wentz.
Tim Tebow was drafted in the first round. He ain't had no business even drafted in the first 5 rounds.
Jared Goff.
Tebow didn't deserve
Jared Goff, yeah. So it's like we see this every year. Like every year we see this. It's like Patrick Mahomes, he wasn't even on a lot of people's radar. Like, I remember saying, look, y'all, that kid in Texas Tech, like, that boy slaying the ball like it ain't nobody's business.
Right.
But he wasn't even on nobody else's radar. They were looking at everybody else because everybody gets caught up in the whole media thing. Jerry said Christian Ponder, Emmanuel, like all these guys. Who's the kid from Notre Dame that went to the Panthers? It just started one season and they just got.
You talking about Jimmy Clausen?
Jimmy Clausen. Yeah,
the guy that Mel Kiper said he was going to retire if he didn't.
Matt Barkley, another one too.
Yeah, Matt Leinart, Matt Barkley, like all these guys. You know, so it's like every year they come out with the god of quarterbacks. Yeah. You know, because they played on a good team. But then whenever they play with other people who are just as talented against other people who are just as talented, things change up.
I got somebody for y'all, Vince Young.
Well, you know what though, man? I feel like Vince, because he made the Pro Bowl a couple years, didn't he?
Yeah, Jeff
he did for a little bit.
Jeff Fisher messed his career up. He didn't like it. He didn't want it.
Brady Quinn.
Oh, man.
So, like I said, we everybody wants the quarterback, but the thing is, you have to look closely at these tapes and how these guys play against their competition. Like, okay, so Trevor Lawrence wins games. He won a national title. That's fine. That's good. But don't get so caught up in the hype that you are willing to throw your whole franchise away to get this guy, and then he comes out to be a bust, and you're going to be more disappointed than ever.
The next 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, you stuck with him.
Because there's only a handful of quarterbacks that get that kind of praise and actually succeed. There's way more busts at quarterback than they are successful.
Oh, my God, yes.
Man, they could.
Oh, my God.
Landry Jones,
Blake Bortles, Freeman,
y'all breaking them all up, man. Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer, I can't kind of put it there.
Colt McCoy.
Y'all remember Colt? He just set out that second half of the national championship. He's like, look, I'm going to the NFL next year. My daddy said I can't play no more.
So like I said, this is a guy I say. So he'll be worth the risk. So the question I would have for you, and like I said, I ain't gonna be disrespectful for this. You might be disrespectful towards us because we ain't got the same mentality as you. Is okay. You take Trevor. How long is it gonna be before you're gonna get rid of him if he doesn't play with him? So that'll be my question to him.
3 games.
We're gonna have a whole year before they be ready to get rid of him if he don't play well. I'm just gonna keep it real. We know how the fan base is. You play bad 1 year, you're automatically public enemy number 1.
The real question I got for the panel is: have a rookie quarterback ever even won a Super Bowl? Because we say we really won a Super Bowl.
No.
Have any rookie
ever won a Super Bowl? They want a quarterback that can run for 1,000 yards and pass for 2,500 yards. and a defense that's dead last in the league and everything.
Yeah, I don't think a rookie quarterback's ever won. I know Ben, he won in his sophomore year, right? The second year.
Yeah.
But cause that year they were just leaning on the running game. They let him run they let the running game take that over.
Yeah, I mean, that was just good coaching on Bill Cowher's part, man. Like, look, just give it to the bus, and everybody else do their job. That's what they did.
And the way this team built, I'm telling y'all, we don't have a Pittsburgh Steelers personnel on defense.
No,
that was playing with Ben Roethlisberger.
No,
so we need a quarterback like Matt Ryan, or if anything, to be honest with you guys, and I've been saying this for a long time, I would rather take a veteran quarterback that's in the league before I'll take one of these rookie guys. Like how you were talking about Deshaun Watson, give me Deshaun Watson over these rookies. Like these guys I ain't never seen play in the league before. If we are really gonna get rid of Matt Ryan, give me one of these guys that are young, but I've seen what they can actually do.
Hold on, Tavon Wilkins. I forgot to read the comment. Like I said, Tavon Wilkins, appreciate the $2.99. He said the king of wing, Jamarcus Russell. Hey, and here's another question I had. So, what would happen if the rookie scale contracts were like they was back then today? Would y'all have the same mentality? So remember, quarterbacks back then was already coming in making $60, $70 million a year.
Guaranteed.
So that lets me know a lot of y'all probably wasn't even watching football back then like that. But because I remember franchise used to get fucked because of that.
Yeah.
They had to change.
I'm still not taking rookies unless I absolutely have to. I'm not taking a rookie quarterback unless I have to.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it took me a while to get used to the whole Matt Ryan thing. Like, I was like, okay, he threw a touchdown his first pass, but let's see what he do for the next couple of years. And then, around 2011, 2012, okay, this is my quarterback.
Yeah.
Just like you said, Coach, it takes time, though. Like, it took Matt Ryan a couple years he was a good quarterback coming in, but for him to get to that next level and be like get us to the playoff type of quarterback and win some games in the playoff, it took years. So I'm like, how many years y'all think Julio got left at top peak? Like, you don't have that many years left at Julio status. So we got to milk the cow as much as we can. Like, we got to squeeze all the juice out of the orange while we got it. Like, we ain't got time to be bringing in no rookie to come play with these guys like Calvin Ridley, because y'all were talking about Foye Luakon. We're going to have to pay Calvin Ridley pretty soon. He going to want top dollar too. Like, we can't franchise tag everybody. And we got a lot of playmakers on that offensive side of the ball that's going to demand a lot of money. And then we still got to pay Kiki. There's a lot of guys still on this roster that we got to pay. So either we're going to have to hit in the draft, and that's what Mike was talking about. We definitely got to bring in the right GM, because we got to hit on this draft. Like, we can't miss a lot. When we start missing in this draft, the team's going to really decline. Like, we think the team is bad now. But if we start missing in the draft, Julio and Matt Ryan are going to retire at some point, and then we're going to have to reload. And then that's when it's really going to hit the fan.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that. Drew. Let me ask you something. Do y'all think that Julio is past his prime?
I think Julio got like 2 more years left at being Julio, and then I think he kind of gonna level out. But I think that Julio's never gonna be like average.
Yeah, that explosive.
Yeah,
I don't think that explosiveness is probably gone, but he's still Julio. He can still get 100 in a given point.
Easy. Yeah.
They ain't gonna get you that 300. That 300
Right.
Break 2-3 tackles and take it to the house.
Yeah. Bro, I know y'all see this comment right here, bro. I'm gonna put it on screen if y'all ain't seen it. Rodney Hill say go get Jake Fromm and let him sit behind.
Nah, we don't need no problems. Don't.
man.
I was just waiting on.
Rodney Hill can go straight to hell with that comment. He go straight to hell with that.
Mike know what my comment is. I told everybody. Everybody don't want Matt Ryan. Y'all deserve Bo Nick. I'm an Auburn fan. Bo Nix is not good. If y'all want to see what bad quarterback play look like, watch some Auburn football. Bo Nix,
Oh,
that's what y'all deserve. Y'all want Matt Ryan.
Bo Nix is horrible, man.
Oh
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Bo Nix. He got the right name, Bo Nix. That doesn't sound.
Bo knows nothing. Bo knows nothing. Bo ain't shit. That should be his name. Bo ain't shit.
They gonna turn his ass into a fullback.
Boy.
God damn, but so it's Reggie C2K said Jake Fromm is Matt Ryan 2.0. No.
You a lie. You a lie.
Boy, cause I'm about to say, boy, you believe in Jesus, boy. But your ass be lying to yourself and you talk about Jake Fromm is Matt Ryan 2.0.
And K-Styles, he's not even a Georgia fan. He can see that. He a Georgia Tech fan. He can see that.
And we was running triple option for damn near 13 years. We got lucky to see a quarterback throw for more than 50 yards in the game. This is the greatest quarterback year we done had in almost 20 years. And we damn near lead the nation in turnovers and fucking turnovers in the red zone and shit. But Jay Fromm ain't it. You take Jay Fromm, I say you better get Steve McMahon out of retirement and tell him to throw some passes.
Like, man, I'm tired of seeing hook routes. All right, that's all Jake Fromm can throw. I don't need to see any more hook.
And he can't throw them well. He underthrows hook routes.
He underthrow. I'm good on that prop. I'm good on that one.
All right, so y'all go ahead and get to the end of the show on this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna get the inbound, and I'm gonna go ahead and start the fast break. Jew, you want to start the fast break?
All right. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. As always, look, like K-Style say, this therapy for all of us. At this point, we know that the season's over with. So I'm just, watching certain players, see what they got. I'm glad to see Matt Hennessy actually got some game time. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. A lot of people say, he had some holding calls. He had some mistakes during the game. But, hey, that's what it's about, taking your lumps. So I'm glad to see the offensive line actually played pretty well today. I thought Matt Ryan was going to get killed out there. When I seen Steve Spagnuolo bringing those blitzes, I said, they're trying to kill Matt Ryan today. But Matt Hennessy, as the game wore on, he got better and better. Gono, I like to see him playing that guard position because they have been using him at tackle. So we're seeing what he can do at that guard position. We're trying to solidify that offensive line because it's going to be some moving pieces. Like I said, we can't re-sign everybody. I don't know what the guys think about this, but my closing point is going to be, I think Keanu Neal has solidified himself to come back because he's playing outside his mind, man. Keanu Neal is playing some good football this year. I'm glad to see he's finally back and has played a full season, knock on wood, because to have two devastating injuries, season-ending injuries back-to-back years, especially those lower leg injuries, I'm glad to see this guy back and confident. He doesn't look like he's out there hesitating. When he first came back the first couple games, you can tell he really didn't have his legs back. But watching him play these last couple games, like for the last half of the season, the last part of half of it looks like he's going to leg back. And he's playing aggressive, and he's not thinking there. So I love what I'm seeing out of Keanu Neal. And you guys don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button at AFN. We're on the road to 1K. Juice Talk Sports. Go hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like button, subscribe button for everybody on the panel. Just K Styles, Mad Mike Sports, Big Country. Y'all hit that like button on all of our channels. Tune in every Tuesday night. Heavy hitters. Tune in every Wednesday night. ATLN Sports Zone. We appreciate you guys. But that's pretty much all I got at this point. Like I said, the last game of the season, we just out there playing for pride at this point. We know that this coaching staff is out of here. But at this point, all these players are basically playing for their next contract at the end of the day. They playing for their name on the back of their jersey. So the eye in the sky don't lie. And basically at this point, we're just trying to see what these guys got, some of these younger guys. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Coach Lowe.
Hey, man, look, it's one of those situations. Like I've been saying these last couple of weeks since we've been knocked out of playoff contention, y'all just go ahead and enjoy these last games, because whenever March, April, and May come around and y'all be feeding football on a Sunday afternoon, you know, you'll have these memories. I know that this season hasn't ended the way that everybody wanted it to, but unfortunately, this is where we are right now. Look, y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to my channel, Big Low Country. I'm sorry, I am from the country, so it's spelled Kuntry. So make sure you do a country boy a favor and subscribe. I'm actually putting my link in the chat right now, so make sure that y'all subscribe to it. And I'm actually putting up a video because this is the first time. Last week I went to the game. It was the first time I ever been to the game in a pandemic. So y'all make sure that y'all check me out. I'm going to put that video up probably tomorrow. I'm going to throw this behind the back pass to K-Styles. Go ahead and do what you do with it, fam.
Hey, appreciate that, man. I'm trying to get that James Harden dribble going on with this. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I have James Harden because I am fat too. So, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Like I said, make sure you hit everybody's handles. Like I said, you got Mr. Jew Talk Sports, Call Before the Storm. You got Big Low Country, Coach, KUNTRY, Country as hell, and Mr. Mad Mike Sports, Mad Scientist. Make sure you hit everybody's channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because anything could pop at any time and you don't want to miss it. Hey, I got some good news too for myself. I'm finally 5 away from 100.
All right.
What in the world?
What in the world, bro?
What in the world, bro?
I'm about to say the rump of the litter trying to grow up.
Man, here he go talking about it. Here he go.
But yeah. Hey, so are we gonna actually? Okay, I know Nick Turner asking about film study Friday. We still gonna? I know since it was.
Yeah, man, it was. It's yeah, we just letting everybody sit with the family, man. Yeah, it's just a family weekend, so we still have those film study Fridays.
Right. So so definitely, my thing is, like I said, it's a sad time of the year. We ain't got. I'm about to say, if y'all want to, y'all can bow y'all heads. We got one more football game after this, and this is gonna be the end of the season for our Falcons. Like you said, the season didn't go as we planned. We've been disappointed, but the thing about it is, we still gonna be here, giving you everything we got, content. I mean, it's coming. And like I said, I ain't really got too much to say on it, but I'm just gonna say, just appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. And also, like I said, we got the after show with Mr. J Rock for life. So make sure y'all tune in for that. That's gonna be later on tonight, probably in the next hour or so. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do my James Harden dribble, and I'm gonna hit this A&1 under the arm, over the head, past the mic, right there.
I think I might want to get kicked out of the game like Dennis Rodman. So I'm gonna say this: fuck James Harden. No, I'm just bullshit. No, just the hell with this coaching staff, man. This team is just too talented to be losing games the way they've losing games. We've seen potential out of offense, defense, special teams, and anytime you have inconsistencies from all three levels of the team, that is a direct representation of the terrible coaching and the bad coaching. We just have to solidify this coaching staff and get some tough-minded coaches that only cares about the success and progression of the players and not their own personal careers. Because a lot of these coaches in the NFL right now, much like Kyle Shanahan, that's why Kyle Shanahan really having trouble in San Francisco. Everybody talking about he made Matt Ryan's career, but you see it over and over and over again. This dude still can't have a consistent pass game. Why? Because he's just not he's not one of those offensive minds that can create, nothing out of something. He is a one-trick pony. He's a very good player when it comes down to, balance. But even that, he failed in his first season as the Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator. That's something that people always forget. He was horrible. He was absolutely horrendous in his first year with the Atlanta Falcons. All right, I wanted to run his ass out of all he wanted to do was just throw the ball to Julio. His answer to everything was just, all right, man, ain't nobody else catching the ball. We just gonna throw the damn ball to Julio. You know what I'm saying? He was even horrendous. So what I want is these coaches. I want them gone. I don't want them anywhere near any. I don't want him anywhere near a young coach. Dirk Cutter has absolutely no business near a young player, a young quarterback, because I honestly think that he ruined, and he can still play. I still think Jameis can play, but he ruined that kid's career, man. Bad habits are it's really tough to kind of get out of bad habits, and Jameis just got in he just got in bad habits, man. And you see, with a pretty good coach, he can make things happen. But Dirk Cutter he don't need to be an offensive coach. He just needs to be a quarterback coach for the rest of his career. Do not let him call plays ever again. All right, so the Falcons just need to do that. And at that point, man, I appreciate everybody for joining. But I'm hungry. We need to end this shit because I need to eat, bro. I'm hungry. I need some food. I don't know about no burnt chicken tenders and all that type of stuff, but I don't know what I'm gonna eat.
All right, man. Well, look, definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with us. One more game to go, y'all. One more game to go. We're gonna shut it down until next September. So let's enjoy it while we can. And we're gonna do our last post-game show of the year next week. But in the meantime, everybody, rise up, 8 times down. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all be easy.